Hello,
Hello.
and welcome back to another episode of TheElderRoles, TheVoidProphecy, where a bunch of friends across the internet play a lovely game of Elder Scrolls based homebrew Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host of the channel, Shade, and here with us, as usual, is our lovely co-host and dungeon master, Soul Angel.
Hi, the game can't run without me.
Indeed. So, couple of announcements before we begin. This is a reminder to chat about this game. This is a mature D&D game. This includes depictions of adult themes such as drug and alcohol use, sexual themes, psychological torments, gore and body horror, and much, much more. The DM will often, but not always, put up a warning before such events occur. Keep this in mind if you continue to watch, and we will do our best to accommodate accordingly. Next, this is a reminder to Twitch and YouTube, which often does not listen to me and I have to appeal anyway. Do not mute the game because the music of used is copyrighted. We are not making any money off of this. The only money that is made, if anything, is simply ad revenue, but off of the music, no. If you'd like to quickly give a couple examples of the studios that we borrow music from.
We borrow music from the studios of Larian, Santa Monica Studios for God of War. We have some Darkest Dungeon music in there, and of course we do have Elder Scrolls music in there from Elder Scrolls 3, Elder Scrolls 4, and Elder Scrolls 5. There are a few others in there, but they're mostly stuff I pulled off of like Tabletop Audio and YouTube, which are royalty-free music. Shout out to Tabletop Audio. Please check them out if you do run a D&D game or just like really cool tabletop music. It is tabletopaudio.com. And that's about it. I keep it simple.
And third and technically final announcement is just a mention of the system that is going to be based off of Elder Scrolls that is going to be made for free that our lovely Dungeon Master is creating herself. Soul, would you like to talk a tiny bit about Esper and what it is?
Esper is a free-form tabletop system that gives a very strong feel of how older Elder Scrolls games tend to run, where you can just pick a class and build it however you want. Pick a race and build your race however you want. Your stats start from 0 and go all the way up. It is a 1 to 30 leveling system. There is no grid for combat, basically, and it's 2d20 initiative system. It is in development, and hopefully as soon as we get the combat test off the ground, which I'll hopefully be streaming when we do, I will be able to balance it, and it will go from alpha into beta, which means I will make everything look nice and release it to the public to use and give feedback and run one-shots or campaigns with it, and I will be releasing new updates from there and hopefully get it in full release within the next year and a half.
And
please join the server.
Indeed. It looks like a great system. As a person who looked at it myself, there's a lot of potential. But even then, if you're not completely interested in that, come hang out in the server where we run our game in, which is the Esper server, Elder Scrolls RPG. So yeah, have fun with that. If you have noticed, we are missing currently Nox and Worm. They're gonna be a little bit late, not a big deal. But just keep that in mind. And one of them. Middle of the announcements, perfect timing.
He's muted, but it's fine.
Well, we're missing Worm, but she'll be here soon. Other than that, if you like the stuff that we do, like to watch our stuff, the VOD will be up roughly within the next day if you missed the stream. And do drop me a follow and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks. That's it.
All right. With that being said, announcements out of the way, are we ready to begin, guys? I need a cricket soundboard.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Last we left off, the party used their last few scries to locate Arklane's estate and noted Davthin was watching the ritual. They realized the Vathurn estate was also not too far from the Alinor Palace where Manamarco is suspected to be held up. They finally scried on Manamarco's home when he was immortal and found it in disrepair and abandoned. Vanis suggested that Manamarco rarely is ever sentimental, so there must be something there if he hadn't outright destroyed the place. And after a discussion between the party to go and handle the rituals immediately, Talos suggested testing their skills to see if they can handle an anchorite. He figured if they can do that, then they were capable of whatever was thrown at them by Manamarco himself. So they faced off against a simulacrum of Silenir, made with out-of-date knowledge of Vanis Galarian, and even the party lost, with 2 going down within 20 seconds, and the 3rd almost going down. Talos warned them that they were not ready to face an anchorite yet. They need to remove the foundations of Manamarco's entire network of the worm cult before facing the core of the cult. But the party also learned that Thribi needed a bow for when enemies were out of his reach. And while Alira made a bow, Taliesin learned a disguise spell, seeming, to hide themselves in plain sight in dangerous areas when needed. The next day, the group scried on their next 2 targets, where the Orb of Archay and the Orb of Dibella were being held. There they discovered the Thalmor fort was heavily guarded, and the temple to Ariel was where the newly minted king of the Aldmeri Dominion was residing with some guard. When the party finished with their respective tasks, Tiny had a one-on-one match with Talos, where he fought until he went down and learned some new tactics. The next day, they were given discs to teleport to Sentinel and teleport back to Artaeum in an emergency. With good luck, the party returned to Tamriel. And this is where we pick up, with the party appearing in the market square of Sentinel, preparing for their next task.
Okay.
Also, the map layer is hidden on your OBS.
Yes. Purposeful.
Oh, okay.
Could I do just a quick perception check to see if anyone noticed us just poof in or is giving us looks?
There's no perception check needed. People are staring.
Tiny's just like this way, just kind of like usher everyone to a corner, like just off the street. Oh shit, my character sheet just went blank.
What?
Okay,
You might
well,
have to...
It glitched out. It's now back. I had not even zeros, just dashes across everything. I was like, that
Yeah, Tidy Sheets is a little effed right now because if you notice your resource bar is missing. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
noticed that.
so let's just hope we don't need our exhaustion for right now.
Question mark? But
Don't
yeah,
worry about it.
Tidy has a habit of like kind of just always being on guard and then seeing everyone stare at him. He's like, that's why I just kind of just gently pushed the group off down an alley away from where we were.
Yeah, you just teleported in. You drew in plenty of attention, including the guard.
Nope, yeah. Allison, help, like, do we, and he just whispers, like, do we do the spell? Do we try to lose? Maybe the guard's gonna come talk to us.
Hey! A young-looking red guard in what looks like Alakir warrior armor approaches you.
What?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not going to cause a problem for the city?
He looks him up and down. Does he look like a Necrom guard?
You're not in Necrom, you're in Sentinel.
No.
Oh, I thought we teleported to Necrom.
No, you were given a thing for Sentinel because your next target was Stros M'kai.
I see. Okay. Well.
I literally said it in the intro.
Well, that changes things because I thought we were somewhere else. Shows I was paying attention. Anyway,
It's alright, we all make mistakes.
I assure you that friends of the king would not cause problems in this city. We'll be on our way soon enough anyway.
Roll a persuasion check on this kid. He's like about 19. Alright. Just understand, somebody teleports in the middle of a... He motions to the sky. We're gonna get a little touchy. You mean all the Alakir has been recalled?
It's expected as much at this point.
Right. The heck are you guys here for anyway?
Well, since you are here, the dock's still open and available for use.
Yeah, should be.
Right.
Costs went up a little bit, but should be fine.
By how much?
I don't know. I came from Rehod, so I didn't use the boat. Holds out his hand. Khazar Farron.
Taliesin goes up to shake his hand. People call me Tal. Pleasure.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm kind of new to the Alakir, so... Family tradition.
You a new guardsman as well?
Well, my father is the head of the Alakir.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, Khazar Farron, you said?
Yeah.
If you would, do us a generous offer and lead us to the docks so we are not accosted by any more guards, that would be a great favor to us.
Sure. Motions you to follow.
Looks at Thurby and just gives him a thumbs up despite a very dead-looking face.
He's dead inside, guys.
Nine just smiles back, giving it's that like knowing smile, like of course you can pull that off.
He just shrugs and follows.
You guys are led down the long street, past the palace, into the docks. Here you are.
Thank you. And Taliesin hands him a gold piece.
Not
Thank
necessary.
you.
Keep your money.
He keeps his money. If you insist. Just felt like it was necessary. A tip, since, you know, things are expensive these days and whatnot.
I got it handled.
Sure.
I know how to take care of myself.
No doubt.
See you around.
Gives him a nod, looks back to the group.
You watch as Kazar walks off.
New guard and daddy's in charge of the Alakir. What a shite time to actually be part of this membership, eh? Anyway. We're all in agreement we're heading to Stros M'kai, yeah?
Anyhow. You mentioned
Sure.
that there was some back entrance that you saw to the fort.
Oh, it wasn't me. I wasn't there when we discussed this.
I guess I'm just wondering if we need to be careful when we approach. Like Talos was saying for Port Tilvanus.
I mean, if it's a fort and it's heavily guarded by Thalmor, it's always wise, essentially breaking into a military compound. I can tell you that much for sure. Well, I'm not particular in the ways of the Thalmor's inner workings. I do have a decent idea of how their army works. Many peace talks. They like to bring a show of force, and if it's an actual place they're protecting, be surprised, or don't be surprised, rather, if there's a lot of ranged units amongst the group, a lot of mages. If this is the place where those faceless folks are, then don't be surprised if we encounter a legion of them as well. And I do mean a legion.
Earlier, grimaces at the mention of the faceless. Yeah. Not looking forward to that.
Well, the good thing is that they don't know we're here, but the bad thing is that we don't know where their allegiances lie. Frankly, I'm going to say it's not on any of our sides, considering that it's still Thalmor we're dealing with. So, just exercise caution, don't be stupid.
Nanamarco has the Thalmor in the back of his pocket. What do you expect?
Wait, Tiny just looks and he's like, I thought the Khajiit owned Stros M'kai.
No.
Oh.
Stros M'kai is a small island that's... If I can actually read the damn thing. It's in the Bay of Tava. It's right off of the coast of the Alakir.
Oh. Okay. Good to know.
And he looks back to Glarior. He has Silanir, and Silanir has the Thalmor. We don't know if there's any resistance pockets. We don't know if this place, this fort, is underneath Silanir's control. Otherwise, why would the orb be there in the hands of some random Thalmor agent instead of Silanir himself, or Manamarco for that matter? That wouldn't make any sense.
Hello.
You just watch as a random cat runs by and makes a noise.
Like, who stepped on the cat?
That is me.
They could be holding it, waiting for Silanir to get there. Or they've been instructed to have it under guard.
Well, we're here, so let's make lemons out of no, let's make lemonade out of lemons. There it is. I got it.
Lemons out of lemonade, deconstructed.
Brain not working. EXE
No, that's
fail.
a perfect Tiny saying right there. Let's make lemons out of lemonade, huh?
Honey, I didn't know you had stand powers.
What's that? Is it stand like where we're selling? I can make a stand.
Yes, a lemonade.
Oh my god, that is a JoJo joke right there.
But so are we getting a boat ourselves, or do we rent a boat or charter? Looks the Cauldron. Suggestions?
Looks to Cauldron.
Grab.
Ram. God, I can't believe she died 10 years ago.
Oh no.
She is definitely dead.
You thought about unmuting.
Audio. Oh no.
Sometimes I can still hear her voice.
I never can.
My fucking microphone fucking died.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh.
Oh.
Jesus.
Through that whole thing, I completely forgot what was that.
Boat. You are the person who sails on boats, and we were.
Wow,
we were asked
that's
to make a
racist to
suggestion.
Melmer.
Cauldron literally sailed on a boat. It is not racist.
Excuse me, it was a ship.
It is still a boat. Anyway.
Look, sir, it was a galleon. Get it right.
It's the big
Boat.
I
blue
fought
with big.
dragons and megalodons. Oh wait.
Alright, Mr. Mayflower.
Anyway, Thribby made a comment about what do we do? Do we charter? Do we get a boat? Do we what do we do? And Taliesin looked at Cauldron.
Might be best for us to get our own boat, so we don't have people asking what's going on.
You sure we can afford one?
And there's that question. And then, even then, are we going to continue using it afterwards? Because we
How
could.
much would it be?
Let me grab my book here.
God help.
It's gonna be like 25,000 gold.
I'm not gonna make you buy a huge boat.
Not
Jesus.
his dagger
Got a
ball.
shitty little raft made of
Yes.
reeds.
Gonna have to get a loan
Speaking of
from the
which,
bank.
a rowboat is 50 gold.
We're gonna
this is
rowboat
Daggerfall.
all the way to Stros M'kai and see if thieves this shit.
It,
This
it
is-
doesn't, it doesn't even have oars, so we have to tie like a rope around Caltrin.
Oh,
have
we
him
just
swim.
we just have a Lyra use gust, obviously.
On
mean,
what sails?
These are Daggerfall economics. We need to like.
Tiny's got a +4 con. He can row. Let's see how long this lasts.
Who says we need sails? It's gonna be blown backwards, so it propels us forward. It's a
Can't
I'm
you
a
just
level
shape-
4 druid. I can turn into a crocodile and drag the boat.
Can't you just shape
Based.
water and then just push us like on a giant wave?
hell
That's how
yeah.
that
You know the shape of water.
I can thunder wave
Oh
until we
no.
We'll thunder
Just-
wave until we run out of spell slots.
I have a wall of water, it's fine.
Glarior is already living out his shape of water fantasies.
We like
Is that what we're calling Cauldron?
No!
I mean, it makes sense.
fucking. That's how we get fucking DPK. We just get lost out at sea.
Oh, we're gonna go fight one of the anchorites early. Nah, I actually drowned.
We all lost out. See,
It's just like the
fucking
gods
gone.
watching, just like.
It's okay. They can't see our shame
It's
right
okay.
now.
They
It's
can't
fine.
see us being actually stupid right now. It's fine.
No, but you will appear in our case realm, and he'll be like.
Hey, at least I can avoid the embarrassment.
Well, all of us except Galarior.
No, Caldron would also go to the Necromancer's Moon, so all of you except 2 of you. Mana Marco just look at you like, stupid!
Man, Marco just points and
Stupid!
laughs.
And then starts fucking trying.
What is that? The Morrowind Dunmer noise? Stupid!
Stupid!
He literally just points and laughs
Switch.
at Caldron and just dumbass.
Suck it! Alright, I got a list of ships here
Oh, boy.
from thegmbinder.com. Please check them out, they're pretty great. Because it actually has more ships than what's in the base handbook that I bought like 10 years ago. So, my book is out of date. Can I find somebody?
Do you have a feat as a former waterman that you can just get passage? Is that still a thing in this game or no?
You mean the sailor background?
Some?
Yeah.
This. I believe somebody has the sailor background.
I do.
No,
Caldron.
yeah, and I'm willing to use it in interesting ways. So it doesn't have to be raw.
You got this, Krim.
So you can either secure a passage for free, or you could get a big discount or a loan on a ship.
Annie would
'Cause,
vote
like,
for free.
They will. We all know people are fucking racist in Tamriel. They're gonna take
Yeah.
one look at Caldron and go, "A Malmer, they know how to operate a boat."
Hey, take it where you can.
That's racial
Take all the free
profiling.
stuff.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
right.
racial-
That's racial profiling.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Malmer,
it's
you
racial
know how to
profiling.
operate a boat. The group, well, yeah, because he is a sailor, so
No, it's because he's a Malmer. What?
proceeds to smack the person. No, he's a sailor. Shut up.
I don't know,
could-
Malmer sailors?
Smacks them again. This is the 4th era, my guy. Get better.
Yeah, the 4th era where you have literal Nazi fucking elves trying to take over.
How are we getting the boat?
Yeah, we're clearly less racist than the 4th era.
Yeah.
Caldron goes try to find a sailor that'll talk to him despite being a Malmer.
Yep. You see an old sailor sitting in a chair next to the dock, just kind of like starting to doze off. If he's a Red Guard man, big beer belly, just kind of sitting there a little bit balding. Clearly not. Looks like he always wore a hat, but doesn't need to right now. And he looks like he's dozing off in his chair, and he looks tired.
Same.
Same.
Mood. Just an old man, tired of everybody's shit.
Before I go off and talk to this man, do we want to rent a boat? Buy a boat? Or get passage?
Frankly, player side, I think getting passage would just be the easiest way because we're never going to use this boat again, most likely. and
Yeah.
or
You
and
do
or
have to
we are
go
going
to
to lose
Pia. You're gonna end up going to Pandonia to get the Orb of Akatosh.
it.
It's
Counterpoint:
gonna
we will
end-
definitely lose the boat.
We've lost so many fucking horses
We
and
lost
carriages.
3 wagons and 8 horses.
Is someone keeping a stat counter of all the things we lost?
Me.
Look,
Damn.
look,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep feeding your pets, children. You need to take care of them. You need to feed them. You need to clean up after them and take them for walks. If you keep losing
Ow.
them and killing them, that's your fault.
You've probably freaking eaten them already.
Well, you did kill 2 horses, so
Those were intentional, or that we knew that was gonna happen. But
yeah, because Arn was gonna die, but
for the boat, I agree. Renting a passage just because 1 saves money for stuff later, and 2, we're probably not gonna keep this boat for long. We'll be lucky if we take the same boat back.
are you saying all of this right in front of the old man?
No, player to player.
Okay. Okay.
Tiny would just say whatever's free, or whatever costs less.
We're gonna like see a thieves the fucking ship and get like stuck on top of the fucking mountain somehow.
So one of us is gonna press pause and go to the bottom and press scuttle ship, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Fucking
Hit
bastards.
tilde key, type player dot add item ship. 1.
Player dot add item galleon.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the
Because-
amount. You need to add the amount. That's important, or else the command won't go through.
But because it's Bethesda, the ship.
Spawns right on top of your head and does weird ragdoll physics all over the place.
And then eventually shoots in the fucking stratosphere.
It's like fuck.
What that
it's bad.
ragdoll sound?
The metal
I know,
crashing.
because I finished up the Galder amulet stuff today on my mage, and I walked back into a cell, and there was a Draugr half sticking out of the wall, making that noise.
Probably be easier to just get passage to and from Stros M'kai.
The
Right. Calcians can finally walk up to the older Red Guard.
You're just gonna look up. What can I do for you, elf?
Me and my friends are looking for a passage to Stros M'kai.
Leisure trip to the island occupied by Thalmor? You lot look like you're up to something. I'm gonna just say that now.
Taliesin, help.
oh right, I'm the persuader.
Everybody
My
just
bad.
looks at Taliesin.
Thanks. I got some
Get the
screws for-
Imperial to talk.
He, as he's looked at, he does walk up. Our business is private, and there's money in it for you.
Your business may be private, but it should concern me, especially if I'm putting my neck at risk. You realize that we've had this whole stalemate with the Thalmor for the past 30 years?
Aye.
Stros M'kai is in the middle of that,
Aye.
seen as a launching point for both armies, and you're asking me to sail y'all there.
Well, with the incoming or lack of supplies going to and from the place due to this, and he points up at the sky, I'm sure you could definitely wager that this trip could also act as a procurement mission for getting supplies to and from Stros M'kai or Sentinel. And we just happen to be your lovely little passengers trying to go for a leisurely stroll within the sights, so to speak.
There's a big problem. The Thalmor has overtaken that island within the past month. There's nowhere for me to stop down there that could be considered safe supply passage. He
We
air
won't have an
quotes.
issue if they're all dead.
Well, how are you gonna kill them from inside the boat? They're gonna be alive when I'm pulling up to the docks.
Mhm.
We're not idiots.
I have a possible idea. If you're able. Oop. Are you going to say something, Shade?
Talzin was going to like say, I have one too, but by all means.
If you have a rowboat, you could stop close enough to the island and we can row the rest of the way. Fight and row the rest of the way.
Roll persuasion check at advantage. Caldron.
Oh no!
Specifically, Caldron, no aiding.
6 charisma? What? What were your rolls, man?
Look, Caldron's the
Clearly a
one that
6.
came up with the rowboat idea. It's gotta be Caldron.
This is gonna go great.
Woo! 14.
Nice.
See, you're fine.
You're
I'm
fine.
not fine.
By all accounts, you shouldn't be, but here we are.
Yeah.
Possible to do that, but I ain't hanging around.
You don't have to.
You gonna row all the way back if the rowboat's still around?
You
Or are
said
you
that
gonna steal a Thalmor ship, which I would like to see?
I don't think that stealing is going to happen. They could just hand it over if we look like them after all. It's not really that hard.
You realize you're not a lick of you are Altmer, and that one is of a race that the Altmer absolutely hate, pointing to Caldron.
I mean, to be fair, mate, that argument can be made for literally any of us, so it's kind of irrelevant.
They hate
have
even
methods of
themselves, I
disguise.
think.
Just paint his
So
face
be
a little
it.
bit. They won't be able to tell.
So be it. But if you want passage, you're working on my boat. He gets up. And he goes toward a hut. Lesia! Get your ass moving. We got a job. And you see this young red-guard woman come poke her head out, then step out. Yes, father? Got a job. We're taking these idiots to Stros M'kai. They have a death wish. And she just has this mortified look on her face. Father, that's rude. She walks up to you.
Inaccurate, though.
We're used
Holds
to
out
it.
a hand. Hello, I'm Lesia, first mate of the Sword Singer's Grace.
Huh.
Sorry
Nice,
about my
Hi
father.
No, his worries are very warranted. It's tough times and whatnot, but we shall not.
Oh,
bother
he's
you
like
much.
this all the time. He's like this all the time.
Oh, that a hard ass.
One of the few things I can respect around here.
It seems decent company.
You're one of the few people to say that. He doesn't have a lot of friends.
Well,
Could never tell.
we don't have. It's okay. We don't have many friends either.
Aw. Oh, man. All
You're
right,
seeing
well,
all of my friends.
I think Father is making you work on the ship because our crew quit.
It's hardly the most demeaning type of work I've done, so.
Any particular reason why, or is it the obvious? And he points at the sky again.
It's
Problem.
the obvious. It's
Ah.
the obvious problem.
Right. Well,
Kind of hard to navigate when there isn't even stars.
that is true.
Anyways, come with me. And she leads you to a caravel. Not a very big ship, about 100 feet long, 20 feet wide. But it is fast. And it is pretty nice looking. Classic Red Guard style. All right. So what are you guys familiar with while my father gets things ready on the dock? What sort? Doesn't
Fighting!
even bother
Oh.
looking at Caldron because she's like, oh, that's Melmer. Probably knows.
At the mention of
Oh.
what work are you familiar with, Tiny shouts fighting, and then is like, oh,
That-
never been on a boat, but I can help. Just tell me what to do.
Oh, this is going to be wonderful to see if you throw up or not.
Oddly enough,
I'm good.
navigation.
I like the water.
I've never stepped foot on a boat.
Haven't been on
Oh.
a ship since I was a little kid, but I remember enjoying the experience.
Well, I guess I can give you a little bit of rundown on some of the easy jobs. Why don't you two come with me? She motioned you to follow her to the helm of the ship.
I guess if she meant me and Glarior, I joined.
Glarior and Tiny,
Gotcha.
who have never been on a ship before.
Oh, yeah. Tiny follow.
Babies.
Not counting
Aw,
the one that we
babies.
were on in Breville.
Yeah,
You
well,
were-
that was a rowboat. That
was a
was literally
rowboat?
that was
Oh.
a rowboat.
You are going to Breville.
You are in the Nipponay Bay in Breville. It's not that big.
Hey man, I thought it was like a skipper, a skippy, whatever the fuck those really small ships are. Sloop.
Skiff.
No, it was
Skiff,
a
thank
big
you.
rowboat. It was a big rowboat, big enough to haul like fish
It was
and a dude.
It was a raft with a sail.
Yeah, it was a raft with a sail. No, it was a literal rowboat. It had 2 oars, 1 dude pulling the oars, and yeah. Look, good old Cletus ain't that rich.
Cletus.
Cletus currently has one of your damn orbs.
The slack-jawed yokel.
Yep. Southern Cyrodiil slack-jawed yokel.
Yuck.
Anyways, so you two are guided off and given terminology run through and how to work the ropes. And how to work the anchor as well. At this time, the old man walks on board. All right, looks like she's running them through some stuff. What about the rest of you?
I guess just show us what we gotta do.
All right. What are you guys all good at on a ship?
Navigation.
I can tie knots.
Good.
Don't ask how.
You
That
can
was-
navigate us away from the docks. You can tie some knots. How about you, Missy?
I can cook.
That's fine and dandy, but we need to actually move the ship.
I can carry heavy stuff. I'm not too familiar with boats, really.
And you need to go over to my daughter.
She's just gonna shuffle on over that way.
Waddle,
Get the
waddle, waddle,
baby
waddle.
jobs for babies.
That's for babies.
Baby jobs for babies, and looks to Farron. How about you, Dunmer?
I just said I can tie knots.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say that. Who am I missing here? It looks to Caldron. And what can you do, my friend? Expect you're probably the most experienced out of the group. Wow, the racist comments from this guy.
Yeah, you're so good at sailing boats. Take
Is
that.
it racist if he's
Oh.
right?
I'm not racist, but he is a Malmer.
I'm not racist, boy.
Not racist, but
Just quietly put a hand over his mouth if you have to say that. You know?
And this is a big butt.
Mm-hmm. He does have a big butt. He is an old fat man.
Wait, is he just the fucking captain from Castlevania Season 3?
Please.
Yes, essentially. He's Redguard version of that.
Played by Lance Reddick?
Yes. Oh, rest in peace, Lance. We miss you. Anyways.
On the account of that, Talos is actually going to walk up to Caldron, gently pat his back, and look to the captain with a smirk. On account of the fact that he's actually a sailor, yes, he's quite good at many things involving a ship.
I thought most Malmer were sailors.
Best forget the stereotype, but he's a bit better than just a average Malmer friend.
It's like Calcher just sits there for a moment and goes, you know, he's actually not that wrong.
Farron has the face like, you have no idea, man.
Caldron just flat staring at him like, dude, what the fuck? Hi, we make fun of racists here.
I mean, first few sessions we did knock out that one racist dude.
Oh, Rolf, yes, that was pre-stream, everybody. They tripped and knocked out Rolf Stonefist in Windhelm.
Oh, nice.
Gaston did that. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was. Just got down on all fours behind him and did a trip. It was great. Arn just punched his lights out. She's just like, nope, done.
And then she married a racist.
Yeah, but can you imagine the threat of a Dragonborn just staring you down like you say one fucking racist thing, you know what's gonna happen.
Oh, man.
Anyways. That being said, you guys are all caught up on what to do on a ship, and you set off. I'm not gonna have you roll any checks because you got like the daughter running around who is the first mate, just like making sure like the newbies are doing things proper, and you have Taliesin guiding the ship out while she's doing that. Caldron's just doing Caldron things, just falling right back into his background pre-Cylinear. And with that, you guys set off sailing for Stros M'kai. And I'm gonna signal that you're sailing by putting you out here in the ocean. I'm hiccuping. I am really sorry, chat.
Okay.
No, you're not. Hiccups aren't real.
Just like Ohio?
Yeah, you're not hiccuping.
Okay.
you're lying to yourself, honestly.
Yeah, I'm totally lying to myself. Wait, how the fuck did that work?
Good
We
question.
swear by it every time.
Yeah, here's the thing. Once I had really bad hiccups when I was a teenager and I was at my cousin's house. She said, sit right here, Soul, and close your eyes. And she just shoved a big full spoonful of sugar in my mouth, and I was just so shocked my hiccups stopped.
Real.
Anyways,
What's the next best thing? Gaslighting.
yeah. Gaslight my hiccups away. Thank you.
You're welcome. I learned that from Nox.
The power of gay gaslight.
I mean, more so gaslighting hiccups away, not just gaslighting in general. I learned that myself. That's why I play Talisman very well. Anyway.
You learned it from me.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways. You guys are now on the seas, sailing south. And the old man and his daughter are hunched over a map, making sure they're going the right direction, because without the aid of the stars, they only have the aid of the coastline and the currents to guide them to Stros M'kai. So they're being very meticulous so they don't go off course and, end up in the Thracian Islands. Or the sunken Sistress Islands.
Would my, despite the stars not being out, would my keen mind help in this instance for them?
Have you ever been to Stros M'kai?
Yes.
When?
Pretty sure it was during one of his trainings, if I recall. I don't remember.
The
Sailing,
problem with
yes,
that
not.
is,
Sorry, not
Yeah.
Stros M'kai. Sailing, yes. Stros M'kai, no.
yeah, I would say partially because you were in an Imperial soldier, you technically have not been in this part of the ocean, because this part of the ocean is a break off between the Hammerfell army, in which Hammerfell is not a part of the Empire and is currently not talking to the Empire because they got abandoned during the Great War, and the Aldmeri Dominion, which are extremely secretive about their stuff
Okay.
and don't share it with the Empire. So partially being able to identify like the Gold Coast, maybe any portion of the coast that's like closer to Cyrodiil, you'd be able to identify easily. And be able to read a map. So
Cool. I was thinking of something else, my bad.
yeah, because it's like I don't think any Imperial soldier would have been to Stros M'kai, because
Yeah, no.
that is predominantly owned by Hammerfell.
We're talking
No,
about the
it's
same
mostly
subject,
owned
and I
by the-
already forgot what fucking Stros
Yeah.
M'kai was. I'm like, wait,
Wait.
that's the place in the Gulf. No, it's the island right off of fucking Sentinel. I'm so dumb. I'm tired. Anyway, that's fine. That makes sense. Would the being able to read the map help at all, or is it still just like not?
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
It'll help keep on course. Like if you notice like the coast going further away, you go, we need to do this quickly. That sort of thing. You're keeping your eye out through like the spyglass and looking at the map and making sure everything looks right in the waves. It is really hard to only navigate a ship by wind and current and coastline. No stars, no sun, nothing. You don't have like a north, south, east, west directional thing unless you see a coastline.
Honestly,
Because it is black out there. There's no stars, nothing. It is an endless, pitch black void into nothing. And
man,
it
that must
makes-
make sailing fucking difficult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes sailing extremely difficult. That's why his crew stopped working. They needed to make money, and they can't just take that risk of getting off course into like a dangerous area like the continent of Yokota that's sunken, or the Thracian Islands or anything like that, off to further to the west.
Yeah, that's
So-
I have
why.
a-
That's
I have a question, player to DM. Is there? I know this is make believe world, but is there theoretically the same thing like how I think it's the Pacific Atlantic from east? There's a general east to west current. Same thing like how when you're in the air, it's always a longer fly time west to east than it is east to west, or the other way around. So is there also like a perpetual current that like I don't know if anyone had seen the movie Moana where like you can stick your hand in and feel the current like pre navigational chartways, or is that
I would assume so, that there is some like jet stream and there is ocean current, but navigating purely on those is extremely hard to do, because even the Polynesians had the stars. They read the stars. You saw in that movie how that is accurate, that they measured the stars and like degree of distance, because they understood the stars moved up in the sky like depending on like the latitude you're at, or
right?
the
I'm just
longitude you're at.
I don't
You
know
don't
how
have that.
I don't know how big our boat is, but like being able to stick your hand over the railing.
It's 100 feet long by 20 feet wide, so it's probably about 20 feet out of the out of the
Okay,
water.
yeah. Never mind.
So
I was just trying to help wherever I can.
Yeah.
the reason I brought up Keen Mind is specifically because, and the whole landscape and the stars makes sense. That's fine, but it says that as a feature, it says you always know which way is north. So,
okay, there you go. Yeah, then you know. Then you know you're which way is north. You just keep pointing directly north. You're just like that way.
okay.
And you're just slowly turning as the ship turns. You're just like,
puts
that's
the
north.
takes his fucking glove off, sticks the finger in his mouth, holds up to the wind. That's north.
Thanks, living compass.
And thumbs up. Cat thumbs up.
Anyways, now that you're on the ocean, you won't be there for some hours, so you do have some time to talk. Those manning the ropes and whatnot have time to relax as the winds settle in to a specific pattern, and you don't have to keep changing the sails. AKA, you can RP if you want, or we can fast forward. It's up to you. Because I assume you guys need an attack plan for when you get on the island.
Yes, that is a
Yeah.
good point.
Farron
So
say that he had
a heist.
an idea.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on, boys, heisting.
This is Farron's time to shine.
So, I would briefly ask the captain of the ship if he needed anything else, or if we're good to go, for now.
I'll call you if I need you. Keep going. Do what you gotta do.
Gives him a thumbs up and collects everyone to meet probably inside the ship. Farron,
You finish up tying a knot and turn over? Yes?
we should discuss the plans for what we're going to be doing once we get into the fort.
Yes. Suppose we ought to gather everyone then.
Yes, we should.
Alright.
And and would start collecting everyone to meet in private.
So, do
Hmm?
we have to, like, con save or anything if we've never been on a boat before to see if we get
Oh,
sick?
thank you for reminding me. Tiny
I figured that was
and
gonna
Glarior,
happen.
please con save.
Okay, I figured, and I was like, that's kind of suspicious that we haven't done that yet.
You played yourself.
Oh
you-
no!
Oh,
You played yourself.
Glarior is green at the gills, greener than an orc, leaning over the edge of the boat, painting the water.
Greener than Mora.
Greener than
Greener
Hermaeus
than Mora's
Mora.
left eye.
Yep.
Which left?
Yes.
Alira, you are feeling your stomach churn heavily, Tiny. It's a little queasy, but you're holding it off. But Glarior is just over the edge of the boat.
Or
Not
Glarior.
having a good time.
He's like, this is no bueno.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yo es muy mal.
God.
Oh, pardon me, I gotta do it the Alira way. Yo es muy mal.
It's not even S.
We're not even in Black Marsh. Come on.
Oh my god.
Yet.
Oh no.
Well, you do have one orb in Black Marsh.
Are we finally gonna let Farron have his racist arc?
Yeah.
Woo!
Hell yeah, racism.
Hell yeah, Dunmer racism, character flaws.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Argonian walking on the other side of the street clutches purse.
Don't look at them, honey. They're different.
Crosses the street so it
Jesus.
doesn't have to walk here. Anyways.
Instead of curved swords, it's curved horns.
Oh god. Anyways. You do find Glarior over the edge of the... just kind of like leaning over the edge of the boat, just puking his guts out.
Not looking too good there, mate.
Glarior, well, like, turns his head over his shoulder and gives Farron the nastiest look. He is pale and sweating. Drooping.
I
Your
take
stomach is doing flip-flops.
I take it you never actually been on a boat before.
That's what I said. Ugh.
Well, shit, don't need to give me a fucking attitude. Take the bucket and let's talk. He kicks a bucket over at him. You'll get over it soon.
Eventually, there has to be nothing in your stomach. I mean,
There probably is nothing.
it's like eating bad tacos off that one sketchy food truck down the alley you know you shouldn't eat, but goddamn, you were so drunk that totally didn't happen to me. Don't worry about it.
Not the gas station sushi.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, Glarior just, I don't know, stumbles his way down to sit and hunches over the bucket.
okay.
Oh dear.
And are Alira and Thribby nearby?
Yeah, they'd just be inside in like whatever common area there is.
Okay, cool. Right, so Fort Thalmor occupied. You guys saw it's better than what Alira and I could guess based on what you said you saw. So, Farron, what's the plan?
Well, from what I could tell from the vision we were given, it's a decently fortified, Thalmor occupation. Not unknown to someone who's lived in Cyrodiil for a long while. So of course we should have maybe more than one split off into teams. The more sneakily inclined ones who have greater mobility, perhaps, and those who are more muscle, perhaps, stay back just in case things go south. It always doesn't hurt to have a backup just in case. Possibility that we might need distractions as well. Of course, there's no way to tell how many guards may be occupying the fortification when we get there. So there will be likely some improvisation needed. But of course, it doesn't help to have people with magically inclined minds as well, because magic locks and fortifications as well might need bypassing. Unfortunately, that's the most we can get from what we have, so we'll just have to play it by ear going forward.
I was told by someone that you lot saw a secret passage. Is that right?
Yes, that as well. Definitely an area to check out. Doesn't mean it won't be unguarded. Keep in mind. But there is a possibility we'll be able to make it in through there. Ooh, okay, other than that, mostly just gotta play it by ear, Keep an eye out.
Do we know how many Thalmor are there?
From what was seen in the sensor, it was focused on a particular location, not a specific Thalmor, but it was in the main entrance area, and the sensor sat above the desk for a solid 10 minutes to get a count of sorts. Seen from the sensor was 3 justiciars and 6 soldiers.
So a good chunk.
Yep,
There were no faceless spotted, but there are faceless. So, Talos would have told you, always err on the side of caution, that there are probably more than what you're seeing.
Just pretend Farron said all that.
From my knowledge of the occupied places where the Thalmor were in during both Cyrodiil and during the Civil War, would I know anything about Thalmor combat tactics involving their fortresses that they keep?
Yes, you definitely know Thalmor always travel in minimum packs of 3. 1 justiciar, 2 soldiers, minimum. But they usually have 3 to 4 soldiers with a justiciar. As time moved on past the Dragon Crisis, you started noticing in the ones that are groups of 3 and 4, one of the soldiers would end up being replaced with a faceless or two faceless, depending. So they always stay in pretty big groups, but as far as like forts go, depending upon the size of the fort, there can be upwards of 6 justiciars if it's a pretty big fort.
Which
And you do
means-
know the Stros M'kai one's a pretty big one.
So, if there's upwards to 6 justiciars, that means there's about 24 soldiers at the most.
Possible.
With
Possibly 24 soldiers. Some, seeing as this place is known for faceless, there's a chunk of that taken up by faceless.
Okay, but in total, about 24 to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Talisman will say that. So it's a pretty sizable force. Considering the location of the Stros M'kai fort and what it's guarding, I would not be surprised if there's a bit of a more elite guards there rather than just typical soldiers and average justiciar. Not the types that travel, mind you.
Can't argue with that.
As I said before, mages and the Thalmor mages, they are quite bothersome.
This is true.
We may want. That was real.
This is all, this is
Meant
all
to be fake, turned into real.
When the
This is
method
all-
acting hits you too hard.
Oh my
this
god,
is
I
all
gagged
in
for real.
character, by the way.
Man, you actors take it a little
Oh.
too far.
Okay, look, if I was not a scientist, I'd be a theater major. Anyway.
You mean you're not a theater major?
No! I'm at a tech
I
school.
thought you were.
No! I act like it.
Yes, you do. You give off strong theater kid vibes.
I would have, but my dad said no to art school until my 3rd year
All
at
you-
college.
All you
So-
had to do was pull like the captain from the movie, the pirate movie with Tom Hanks, and go, "Look at me, look at me, I'm fucking gay."
Real.
Look, even though I went to a liberal arts school, I also don't have a theater major.
I would've-
Communication degree.
I would have liked to do drama.
I was a
in high school. I thought it
band
would've been
kid.
fun.
I was a band kid,
Ooh, what'd you play?
saxophone and flute.
Ooh, 2 of the greats.
I was in marching band and everything. Somewhere I got a picture of me with my marching band. I was a scrawny little nerd.
Aw.
Not anymore.
Okay. Anyway, Valerior kind of sits up, trying his best not to gag again. We should survey the building first.
Agreed.
Seal off their exits. If we can get them into a choke point before they overwhelm us, we'll have a better shot.
Hey, he sounds like he's dying.
Thank you, God.
There it is.
Ideally,
Alright.
ideally it wouldn't get to that point, but if we must, we must.
Turn it to a meme number. 21.
21. Nah, it's gonna be like the cyberpunk ice shit is gonna hit the fan right at the last second and ruin our stealth run.
I doubt it will be easy sneaking in anyway. With the faceless. We stand out a bit too much, even with disguises.
Based on my my lesson with Vanis, he explained completely how seeming worked, right?
Yes. And do keep in mind you also have invisibility.
Yes, I was going to actually make that a point. I'm just gonna reread seeming. It's Spell allows you to change the appearance of any number of creatures that you see within range. You give the target you choose a new illusory appearance. An unwilling target makes a charisma saving throw, and if it succeeds, is unaffected. Spell disguises physical appearance as well as clothing, armor, weapons, and equipment. You can make each creature seem 1 foot shorter or taller, appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't change a target's body type, so you must choose a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you. The spell lasts for the duration, which is, I believe, a while. It doesn't actually tell me. Changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. For example, if you use the spell to add a hat to a creature's outfit, objects pass through the hat, and anyone who touches it would feel nothing or would feel the creature's head and hair. If you use the spell to appear thinner than you are, the hands of someone who reached out to touch you would bump into you while it was seemingly still in midair. A creature can use its action to inspect a target and make an intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. If it succeeds, it will become aware the target is disguised.
It's 8 hours.
Thank you. I don't know why it wasn't showing up. Yes,
I
it
don't know
lasts a
why
while.
either. I looked at the spell in your sheet. I'm like, that should be there. I dropped it directly in from the importer.
Yeah.
But I went on 5e tools and it says range 30 feet, 8 hours.
But yeah, Taliesin explains what seeming does in extreme detail. And that is just one of the things we can do if we are in a pinch. Also, could just do the old tactic of me going invisible, surveying, reporting back. I'm not gonna go in anyway, just looking at the outside from a personal look.
Doesn't account for odd behaviors. I don't think any of us act like Thalmor in particular.
Smiles.
That's a good thing I
Aside
ran
from
into
your
plenty of
smug eyes.
Thalmor. I can help you out with that. You see Lycia standing in the door, leaning on the doorway. Also, don't tell my dad I've ran into plenty of Thalmor. He'll have a heart attack.
I wasn't planning on it until now.
She rolls her eyes.
That sounds like it was supposed to be a joke, but he still looks dead serious.
She smirks. You want
Insight
my
check.
bell?
No.
He's saying
She's a
he's
Thalmor. Well, technically,
Oh,
Glarier
BT.
is from Thalmor lands. Glarier.
because they burned it down. I mean, okay, yeah, I guess. He was 9. He doesn't remember that shit.
Yeah.
He remembers the melting bodies and smell of ash. He doesn't remember the Excuse me. Fuck.
Stop dying. I don't allow it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Java.
You're trying to have
Method
fun
acting
here.
way too hard.
If I have to suffer,
wasn't
you
even
all
method
have
acting,
to
I-
suffer with me.
I breathed in too fast and it was just like, nope.
Yeah, method acting way too hard.
Anyways,
I mean, definitely more welcome to people who have dealt with Thalmor aside from myself on a political scale, despite them stepping in on a private conversation.
Yeah,
let's
what's
just
up?
say I'm involved in a little bit of anti-Thalmor piracy. She pulls aside like the collar of her blouse, and you do see a little rose tattooed on her skin.
Yes! Finally somebody else!
It paid off. You remember who had that?
Yeah, the one Altmer dude who said he was a captain of a ship.
Yep. He's the captain of the Golden Roses. And that is the exact same rose.
So you're part of the Golden Roses, eh?
Yes.
Full of surprises.
Well then. I'm more than happy to accept another ally under our aid.
Well,
We could
great.
really use whatever we can get.
Let's start with something simple. Why don't you guys just stand up and stand normally for me?
Oh no.
Do you have
Make him
the,
suffer.
Galerior stands up and just.
do you have something to squeeze, someone's stomach with you? The lad's over here suffering quite a bit.
Magical Dramamine.
Magical Dramamine.
It's called alcohol.
She walks over and pulls out a bottle and hands it to him. Drink it.
He does with zero grace.
It's alcohol.
Awesome.
Very strong alcohol that burns the sinuses. It tastes like it was made in a bathtub.
Awesome. He takes like a solid swig, and he
Really?
coughs, and it like comes up his nose.
Yeah, when you take a swig and you're still holding it to your mouth, she grabs the back of your head and the bottle and makes you drink it all.
Fuck! God. He's gonna drown in it.
Woman, what is your deal?
He just like.
Well, he's not going to
Chokes
have a
it down.
queasy stomach now. And
And he
you...
pulls out the jar of honey and like just holds it toward Glarier.
That'll upset his stomach more, Thribby.
Well,
pushes it away. No food. He has to be drunk to move with the ocean.
Okay.
As the bottle's down, he just like. He rubs his nose, just like. Ah! Ah!
I love
I'm not a
seeing
human
new
chicken.
ones drink that. I do believe Captain Olvain did make that batch.
Of course
it with
that
his
bastard
feet.
did.
Oh, so you met him.
Yeah, we
I think
actually
we
rescued
saved his
him.
life,
Aye.
maybe.
That sounds standard for him.
Yeah, considering that the person who made the bloody black sky wanted him dead, yes.
Usually it's his first mate, Azarg, that has to save his butt.
Well. Back to what you were saying, lass.
Stand up. Let me see how you guys stand naturally.
Okay. Stands.
How do you guys feel that your characters would stand normally?
Stand normally.
Like with a slouch, leaning to one leg, hands on hips, arms crossed, that sort of thing. How's your normal posture when you stand?
Oh,
What's your idle pose?
Your idle pose. And you can't say T-pose, that's only when one of you is gone.
maybe like a little like hand on the hip, like type, I don't know, sassy?
She walks to you, Farron, pulls your arm off your hip, and stands you with your back straight and like your shoulders thrown back a little bit in almost an uncomfortable manner.
Ugh.
You have to stand like your shit don't stink.
Ah, so stick up the ass, got it.
Yes, exactly.
God, it can be horrible for Glarier. He
See.
stands with a slouch.
Uh,
Like a
Yeah, he
severe
does.
slouch.
Just like in your picture on the stream, just kind of like slouched over. Just
Yeah,
like
but like when he's
Golem
standing, it's
holding something.
worse.
Yeah.
His like hands are always like in claw mode.
Ha! He's a T-Rex!
Lord.
Yeah.
I will say for you, Glarier, as the alcohol starts kicking in, because you have an empty stomach from emptying your stomach, you start feeling like your head is swimming and you are just rocking with the waves, and it almost helps a little bit. And you're just like, oh shit. And then she comes and stands you straight, and you can almost hear his back go.
Yeah, no, his back makes like several
Worm wizard personality.
audible cracks.
Oh,
Gods.
Thank you, Knuckles, for working with me.
that doesn't seem normal.
Nothing about this man seems normal, I assure
You
you.
need to go see a restoration specialist.
Which is a perfectly valid school of magic, I hear.
Shut up.
Yes.
restoration, but it's chiropractic.
You know, I'm surprised Caldron hasn't worked your back out enough already.
He has.
Oh my
Clearly
god.
looked enough.
It always
No, what
does
happened
that.
is his back got thrown out.
It gets fixed and then immediately ruined afterwards.
Yeah.
It does that every time. Ow.
Might need a few more times to make sure you can actually stand properly, mate. Gods. That sounded painful.
She goes to Tiny and stands him straight with like his arms at his side and just not like the normal Tiny fidgety thing, just sticks his hands at his side, stands him straight with his shoulders thrown back and head straight up and almost nose lifted a little bit. It is uncomfortable as shit.
This is weird.
At the
This is how Thalmors stand.
I can barely see some of you with my head tilted this high up. I can barely see. It's harder to even see the rest of you.
That's the point. You look down on others. Congrats, you
I
have
look
Thalmor
down
now.
on you normally.
I'm sweat.
What?
Anyway,
Oh,
nothing.
sorry. I mean, I meant that. Actually, not in not words, things.
Maybe he should be one of the ones that doesn't talk.
He
Yes,
is going to
that
be one
I
of the
can
ones that
do.
doesn't talk. He does
That
it
was-
normally.
That was the plan, yes.
And that's not an insult to his intelligence, he's just very bad at social situations.
I can see that.
At the seeing of adjusting, everyone towels and stands like he normally would when he's, like, in front of a general.
Great, now you got that down. Now we need to get you disguises.
Since Caldron sees to
Can Caldron
Yeah.
what?
Since Caldron's used to being around high elves, still near
Yeah,
would he
you
be able to?
you catch on pretty easily. In fact, when she says you need to stand like a Thalmor, you immediately go into it because you've been around Selenir so much. Because Selenir is the king of standing like a Thalmor.
For real.
Those guys his ass out for Manamarco.
He's got a
He
fucking
gets his back
tilted
thrown
pelvis.
out too.
Oh god.
He gets his back thrown out for Man Marco too.
Hey, no! Ayo.
Well, they have a lot of time to catch up on, over 200 years, so let them be.
Nah, I'm king shaming 100%. They definitely deserve it.
Kink shaming is my kink. Anyways. So what do you have for disguises, or do you not have that either?
He explains seeming again.
Right. But they do have those faceless soldiers.
Goes in the bag of holding and pulls out the faceless disguises.
You have 2 of them.
Yes, and those would be the ones for those that shouldn't talk.
Now, if I lend you these to get the rest of them, just in case you know seeming has a way of being removed, because sometimes the Thalmor check for magic. We need to make sure you're all covered, right?
Sure.
You take these. You have to do something for the Golden Roses later on. Sound good?
Okay.
Rack up the debts,
many-
sure.
How many masks is she giving us?
That's ominous.
She hasn't told you what she's giving you yet.
Oh, Tiny pulls out a bottle of Colonial Brandy and the fine Windhelm wine, and he's like, "Trade."
No, you're going to do a task for the Golden Roses. We have plenty of alcohol.
Oh, okay. And he puts it back in his bag.
Why not?
We have more alcohol than most Nords could ever dream of. Come on. She motioned you to follow. Most of the time, my dad isn't on the ship. He is getting older and I'm supposed to take over. He doesn't know exactly what I get up to when I'm captain of the ship. And she leads you guys down into the belly of the ship, into the hole, and to a locked door in the back. And then she pulls out a key, unlocks it, and lets you in. Then goes and unlocks a pretty big chest. And inside you see a set of Justiciar robes, 3 sets of Thalmor armor, and a couple sets of faceless wear.
Oh, convenient.
Now you and your beard. She looks at Tiny. Your red beard stands out.
Oh no.
So either
Please
you're
don't
a
shave me.
really big faceless, or we have to cut it really short
I'm
and
a faceless.
color it.
Don't
Okay.
do this.
Seeming.
Don't do this.
Everybody holds him down and shaves him like a
I mean,
cat.
Tiny just thinks, and he's like, "Can a faceless grow hair?"
Yes.
Faceless also
They-
wears a mask too.
That's the reason why, is because they wear a mask. Otherwise, we'd have to shave your beard.
His whole body visibly tenses at the shave your beard. Like someone is about to just get clocked in the face, and then he just is like, he like does that head tilt, and he's just like, for the group, I can grow hair back.
Thribby.
It's fine.
Thribby.
I do not want to be the cause.
Thribby.
Yes.
Just put the fucking mask on, you're not talking anyway.
He just puts the mask that Taliesin had from his bag and puts it on his face.
Good boy.
I think I have a robe that would fit you, and we could tuck the beard in. Now go ahead and take your pick of what you need and hide it somewhere. I need to keep my father distracted and practice your walking and your standing. And I trust you, looks at Taliesin, to know how to speak like a Thalmor. See you later.
Unfortunately.
And walks away.
Why do I feel like we made a deal with something we shouldn't have?
We don't have a choice.
Oh well.
I'd rather we get out of here safely and have a debt later.
I mean, if it's fucking with a Thalmor, I'd gladly take the job. Might actually be towards something we need to get to anyway, so if we have the Golden Roses and a list of allies, I'd take it.
I'm just not a fan of being owed debt. Or owing debt,
Yo.
rather.
Yo ho, you are a pirate.
Tiny puts his hand on Taliesin's shoulder and just says, "We always have a choice. Just don't forget that. It might not be something we want, but as soon as we think we don't have any choices left, that's when we get into dangerous territory."
He's like reaching for the Justiciar robe as he's saying this. Right.
By the way, she was inferring anybody not wearing a faceless mask would have to shave.
So do
Oh,
you
luckily.
want to shave the beard then, Thribby? He smiles at him.
I will shave my beard if it means keeping you all alive.
Thank God Farron has twink disease.
Clean shaven face.
Twink disease. It It infects 1 in 4 men.
True. The immunity of twink death. Most commonly found in elves.
Most commonly found in elves. Symptoms include no facial hair, fainting,
Big booty.
big booty.
So there's one Justiciar. There's how many soldier ones?
There's 3 soldiers and about 3 more faceless ones.
Right. So I would suggest that since I do the bloody talking, I'll take the Justiciar one. Alira and Farron, you two can wear the soldier one, and because the 3 of you are probably going to get killed if you show your faces.
Oh, the helmets? I forgot to point this out. The helmets with the soldier armor are full face.
So like they
So
hide
they
your face.
Yeah, but there's nowhere for like beard tucking. So like Tiny's beard would not be able to be hidden there. It'd stick out the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Because the Thalmor faceless robes, they go high up on the neck, and they also and there's also like a neck wrap or baklava sort of thing going on where where there's like a thing added on that tucks up under the mask. The full face can be hidden because the Thalmor or Cylanir doesn't want the world to know that these are people that are under torture, essentially, with no facial features, no way to breathe or eat or anything, and just kept alive by necromancy from what you previously discovered way back in the tomb of Savalon Tournay. See one of our first episodes, guys.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Shameless
Wink,
plug.
wonk. Shameless plug. So you discovered that early on, is that they were tethered in being sustained through necromancy. Cylanir and the Thalmor didn't want that discovered. That's why they're like covered head to toe. Essentially,
Right.
almost no skin revealed.
From what we know about the Thalmor, and more so my knowledge of the Thalmor, it's like majority of them are Altmer, right?
Thalmor, like the soldiers and the Justiciars, are Altmer, straight up.
Okay.
I think all of them.
All of them.
are.
all of them are.
Because this is the
Just like
supremacy
Skyrim.
era of the Thalmor.
Yeah. It's Altmer's supremacy. So,
Okay. So all Altmer.
Oops,
all
all
Altmer.
Altmer.
Oops, all Altmer. The faceless are of every race.
Right.
You've just never run across a faceless that was an Altmer.
A faceless Khajiit just has like a fucking tail.
Yeah. They
It's like
get
a
their tail... By the way, they get their tail docked.
Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, they get their the Argonian faceless and the Khajiit faceless get their tails docked.
That's unfortunate.
That is really fucked up, and it's supposed to be really fucked up.
Literally like a rich person owning a dog or cat.
Yeah.
So
I don't want their tail knocking everything off the coffee table. I'm gonna dock it. Fuck
I'm
you.
gonna declaw them because that's totally sane.
Yeah.
Humane.
Anybody who wants to remove the claws of a cat, I want to punch. Anyways.
Real.
So, with that in mind, Talazan is going to suggest, as I was saying, because of the severity and height difference, and because of features that might be seen if seeming does not work, that Thribi, Glarior, and Caldron wear the faceless stuff. That way they won't have to be completely prim and proper. They just have to move in unison, so to speak.
If we have seeming, wouldn't that negate the height differences?
By like an
Yeah.
inch.
A
I thought it
foot.
was by a foot.
It's a foot.
Now, Glarior's still short, though he does not look like an Altmer, so, yeah.
That is the point.
That's yeah. That's
Even if
where
he
you're
grew
planning.
a foot,
He
You'd
is
have to
be
too
faceless
short for an
anyway.
Altmer.
Son mixed up bringing your child to work day.
oh no.
He is looking at
Just says
Glarior
you're
as
Sean.
he's saying this, and I am not going to make you act like a child either, because I'm not going to disrespect your intelligence, but it would also save you from having to speak as well to any of those fucking bastards. So,
Glarior kind of shakes his head and.
A word out of my mouth in front of them would not be productive anyway. I know when to hold my tongue.
right. Any objections to the rest of you?
Nope.
Sounds fine to me. She's
No
already
objections.
taken our route.
Who's getting faceless?
You, Thribby, and Caldron.
Okay.
And me and Alira can speak Altmeri. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she just picked that up from reading or something.
Surprise tool that'll help us later.
I was waiting to deal with Thalmor for this exact fucking moment. I'm so happy now. I've been saving this language forever now.
Yay!
You know, Farron has a good mind for this stuff. I do not. I'm an idiot.
Is the
Don't
just
twinks have idiot syndrome though?
Well, not when it comes to thieving. That's like his bread and butter.
Okay.
is the Justiciar one like the one in Skyrim where it has the hood?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured.
The trench coat.
Yeah, the fucking what's the name? I can't think right now. Jesus Christ.
I studied the blade.
I studied the Magicka.
While you were busy having sex.
But if that's the case, yeah, he'll adorn the Justiciar robes and let everyone else get the outfits out accordingly to what he suggested.
Mm-hmm.
Farron's already getting ready. He's in work mode.
Wait, didn't his daughter say to hide this from her dad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she did say that.
So into the bag of holding, and then we can get
'Cause-
ready on the boat.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
true.
like he's not aware that she's been using the ship for Golden Rose's activities.
Makes sense.
He's not aware she's a part of the Golden Roses, which is a well-known pirating crew.
What did she say her name was again?
Lysia. I'm trying to find the picture I got of her. I mean, like, my folders are so extensive. So yeah, keep RPing among yourselves while I try and find this picture somewhere in my computer.
Sorry, everyone. I was hoping I'd have more on that.
Why are you apologizing?
These Thalmor types. They're such a pain in the ass, I swear.
Imagine talking to him for 5 years.
Luckily, I don't.
Technically longer for you, Taliesin, because
Imagine talking to them for half your life.
I'd rather not.
It's not pleasant, I assure you.
I gathered.
Oh, I for one am glad to have your knowledge over not having any at all.
Comes in handy for once.
Well,
If we get close enough, I have a spell that can lead us toward the object. Where we just have to be careful not to be seen.
What's that?
If you're... Oh, don't consume the spell slot.
uncheck that
Also,
box.
don't concentrate. So automated, gosh. If I'm within 1,000 feet of an object, then this spell, and she's like showing her book,
Ah, yes, that one.
lets me sense where it is.
That'd be
I don't
really,
know how
really
big
useful,
this
actually.
fort is, but it might save us some time compared to when we were at Hateville.
Well, you know what the object looks like because you believe you saw it, so
And we know its name,
that
or at
too.
least who it's associated with.
Uh, Aside from the breaking into a well-guarded fort, should be a piece of cake.
only hope.
You guys head back up to where you were talking?
Yep.
Okay. Head back up, and after a bit of rest, the old man comes down and should be there, probably in about 6 hours, I'd say, by morning, but we don't know what time it is, so. I'm just going by the speed I know my ship can do and familiar of how long it takes, so. You got some time if you want to take a rest. Me and Lizzie have it handled.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
I'll
Time
let
to
you know
play.
when we're close.
Captain,
Yeah?
are you a brandy or wine guy?
I don't drink alcohol anymore.
Oh, okay. I just
Good
had
man.
some spare bottles and I was going to offer
Restoration mage said I shouldn't, or else I'm gonna keel over.
you. Do you have a small jar?
I have some mugs.
Sure.
There's definitely a nautical pun in there.
What
And he
about
goes,
honey?
I can have honey, I just
Yeah.
can't have alcohol.
That's fine.
He
I'm gonna
goes
take
over to a cabinet and he opens it, pulls out a cup, and brings it over.
I whisper into the alchemy jug, honey, and then I just start pouring it into his mug.
I'm still gonna make you make mayonnaise one of these days.
Mayo!
Mayo.
If Tiny finds out what mayonnaise is, then possibly.
Oh no, mayonnaise exists. I mean, it's eggs and oil mixed together. It's not that hard.
I don't think he put that together yet. Finding honey took him a while. But yeah, so
Wait until he finds out it's bee vomit.
he don't care. He just pours out the mug and he's like, there's a lot in the jug, and if you want more, I can keep filling.
I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. Then he just
You
sticks
take-
his hand in the jug and starts eating from it like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh god. Okay, somebody draw that.
Please.
White boy.
Anyways, you guys are left to your devices to rest and get all fresh-faced for this next adventure. Do you rest, or are you gonna just stay up?
I'm gonna stay up because I can.
Okay.
There you are, staying up. You're not dealing with this fucking boat.
Yeah, okay. So even though the resource doesn't work right now, I want you to note in your journal tab that you have 1 point of exhaustion, Valerior.
Yay!
So when you do any rolls, you have D20 rolls, you have to take 1 off. Okay?
Baron always likes to get rest before a job, so probably gonna like goals
Okay.
and meditate and shit.
All of you except for Glarior get a long rest.
Before we rest, Tiny would like to try to find Aldera and Thalison separately.
Okay.
Before we do that, could I try to knock out the last Grimworld check?
I'm sorry, what? My brain blanked there for a moment.
Or could he, the copying Grimoire thingy?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like at
Wait.
90%.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll for that.
With assistance for the copying, if you're doing that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is not Sundus yet, so. Yeah, you succeed. You get it copied over. I will.
That's the last one. I'm free.
You're free. You still got your grandfather's book.
Yeah.
I'm
Baby steps.
free. A free boy. So, you will get the same spells that Taliesin got, which I will drag on to your thing. I think it was Valane's Acid Blade, right?
Valane's Acid Blade was one of them, yes.
Yeah. Lightning Cloak was another.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what the third one was.
Might be in our DMs.
Yeah, could you check that while I do this? Because I gotta figure. Oh, right, I fixed Lightning Cloak. I rebalanced Lightning Cloak a little bit. Right, it was one brought down by 1 die amount.
It was, Vesper spells. It was, the last one was Summon Undead,
Okay.
which, funny enough, is also a Warlock spell.
Yeah, using that right now will be like a beacon to the god of undeath. Oh, hey! Somebody's using undeath. Okay, there you go. Make sure they dragged on proper.
Yep, I see him.
Okay. So,
Oh boy.
as they finish up their long rest, we are going to go to a brief break, and we'll be right back because we all need to stretch our legs, and we're trying to be healthier and not sit and let blood pool in our legs for 5 hours straight. So let's go and take a break, and we'll be
Oh,
back in
God, I
about
can't feel
5
the
minutes.
My
Okay,
ass is gone.
we'll be back in 5 minutes.
See, we're back from our break. Welcome back.
And so that's when the party dies.
Fuck! Son of a bitch.
I'm being suspiciously silent.
You are a rogue, so it makes sense.
A whale fell out of the sky because of Bethesda.
No, if you want to do the classic Bethesda thing, you got to play a sneak archer.
Stealth archer build.
All right, stealth archer build. Anyways.
So,
Now that we're back, and I am richer one hot cocoa and some white chocolate macadamia nut cookies.
Nice.
Nice. You guys all settle in the room that you're meeting in to rest or be fucking queasy as shit, depending on how you feel.
you did say meeting, right?
Yes,
Okay.
meeting. MEETING.
What did you think she said?
I heard mating, and I'm like, huh?
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say meeting.
That's
or
not
something.
on par for soul. What's going on here?
I don't
Yeah.
know how
Look,
you heard that. I think that's on you, buddy.
There's something wrong with your brain because I'm an ace that makes dick jokes, but I'm not that deep, okay?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like. What do you mean? What, mating? Soul? What? You
Be
lied to
your
me?
respect, buddy.
It's been
Brain
2 years.
.exe failed.
Clearly,
Roll for
my
sanguine.
perception check was fucking shit. Anyway.
Look,
Outta here,
I'm
buddy.
just saying, half of you did fuck sanguine. They may come for the rest of you.
Baron will fight that bitch off with a stick.
Like the fencing emojis.
Don't touch me, harlot.
When we're in our waiting room, wherever it is, Tiny's gonna try to go find Alira. I don't know how big this room is, or if it's like separate places.
Well, seeing as the ship is 20 feet wide, the hallway is 5 feet wide. So I'd say about the room that you're in is about 7-ish feet wide, but it's about 15 feet long.
Okay, he's gonna do that like stage whisper of like, Alira, are you asleep?
No, I'm awake.
Oh,
What was
okay,
it?
great. I had a question for you.
Okay.
He pulls out the bow and he's like holding it in his hand and he's like, does the bow have a name?
I didn't have one in mind.
Okay, well, this is such a nice bow, it needs his name. Or it needs a name. Wow, words. But whenever, because you were the one who made it, I was hoping you could also give it its name.
I mean, she puts her hand on her chin, thinking. I think I'll need some time to think on it. My brain's a
fine.
bit engrossed with trying to remember the bit of Eldmary that I learned 10 years ago.
There's no rush, just something that I remembered of great and/or special weapons often have a name, and I forgot to ask you this name when you made it, so I wanted to do that before I forgot.
I can't say I've ever named something that I've made. But
Well,
there's
I mean,
a first time for everything.
well, when you're making a sweet roll, it seems kind of odd to name a sweet roll.
Yeah, that might make it harder to eat in the moment.
Oh.
She just laughs. How about let's get through this day, and I'll think about it.
Okay.
And I'll let
Oh,
you know once I have an answer.
sounds good. And then he turns and he's gonna go find Taliesin, who's not in the room.
He's on the main dock, ship, deck, dock,
Deck?
deck. Yeah, deck.
Deck?
He's on
Yeah,
the main deck.
Okay. Tiny's gonna come up, look around. Are both the captain and first mate up here, or is it just one of them? Or is it like you're by yourself?
DM, are the first mate and the captain up here?
They are on the deck.
Okay, so Taliesin wouldn't be with them. He'd be like over the railing, looking out over the water.
Okay.
Which I want to point out looks like an inky blackness under this void of a sky.
Tiny just kind of before he gets to approach, he's just gonna just say, "Can I join you for a sec?"
He looks back at you, very neutral face, and he nods but doesn't say anything.
He comes over. Honey, there's still some left.
I'm good.
Okay.
I swear, every time you say that, I think you're referring to someone. Hey, honey.
No. Oh, that's too funny. No, fine. He's just gonna say, "Would you want some money?" But he's gonna approach and he's like, "So, when you were sparring with Caldron,
Mm.
and I first met my new friend, he was very good with words, and I'm not. So, if this message doesn't make sense, I apologize."
He looks at you with a very curious raised eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Wait, quick response, are you okay? No thinking.
That's a complex question right now.
It is, and that's why I said no thinking. Because he mentioned that although... What was his words? Although people break, it doesn't go away quickly. It could be like a scar, I think is what he said. Like, it could take a while.
The pain never goes away, it just fades over time, is what he said.
Were you there?
Yes, I was the one he was talking to when he said that.
Oh, well, he told... I mean, I guess he said the same thing twice then. I might have missed it the first time. But, because I was telling him that we take turns, basically, falling apart. And as my thought was, as long as one of us was fine at any given moment, that one person can kind of be like the night watch equivalent. But you, pointing like directly at your face, aren't sleeping. So you are always on watch. So you haven't had a chance to rest, to feel better.
He shakes his head at that. The Lady of the Dark has given me a blessing so that I don't require it anymore. May as well use these powers to my benefit so I'm useful for something.
But you're useful for a lot. You've tried to teach me when I forget where we are or what we're doing. It's not just only the not sleeping part that's useful. But the other part was because the other thing that I was going to say was you kind of had a what I would call a secret forced announced in front of everyone, and you see him kind of like looking down, like trying to figure out how to continue this dance around this very delicate subject. I assume that's not something you wanted us to see, but we now have a target to go after. But that probably doesn't make you feel better, so if you want to ask me something, I will tell you a secret. To make you feel better, I guess.
He looks at you for a moment before, like, looking away back to the dark blackness of the water. And he just slowly nods along. I told you that I'd want you to help me find the bastard that killed my to-be wife.
Yes.
Things have changed, Thribby.
Well, just because some things change, some things can stay the same.
Yes, but put this in perspective. Pretend for the moment that you had a lover, one that you would have married, one that you've known for, I don't know, since you were a wee Nord man, aye?
I can try.
Imagine that that person's known your secrets, basically read you like a book, and didn't use any of your secrets against you, but only pointed them out so you could become better. Enhanced your life rather than take it away. Made it worth living. Made it so that you don't feel like you're invisible anymore. That you're not a fucking ghost in a city full of people that can see your face every bloody day. You got the image of that perfect person in your head?
He tries to answer, but he can't, so he just shakes his head.
That, my friend, is what love is like. And unfortunately for me, that love was taken away from me. By another one I thought I loved as like an actual father. I called him uncle. And the gods just blatantly said to me that I'm to accept that that wasn't the real him. That was just a lie. He's been lying to me my entire fucking life. Playing a ruse, so to speak. It's all a bloody joke, isn't it?
Well, Tiny tries to figure out how to answer this. You are the second smartest person I know that I like. I normally don't like hanging out with smart people because I feel like I'm dancing around to, like you said, is it an act? Is this who they are, or is this who they're pretending to be? But from what I've seen, as who knows how long we've been together, I lose track of time all the time. But if this is an act, this is the longest act someone has ever pulled on me. But I don't think it is. So he kind of just like brain breaks of like he doesn't know where this train of thought was going. He's just like, just it's hard to talk to smart people, and you do it well. But I know other people can make mistakes also. Or someone does a really good job of hiding, for lack of a better word. There's nothing you can do. I mean, you can feel angry, but what is the word? Trust? We'd have to trust to who people show themselves as. Otherwise, if you can't trust that, then you just doubt everyone, right? Am I making sense?
You are, to a degree. No doubt is how I've stayed alive for the last 27 years. The only people in my life that haven't cast me to the side have been my little brother, Ronima, and Cassian. My mother treated me like utter horse shite. My father only used me for political gain at the end, and now he wants me dead. And literally every other person I've known, save for the last people I've been spending with for the last couple of months, have never considered me even a nary a thought. Unless it is I get something done for them. And now the very gods take away any purpose of me having some sort of say in when I get to have something, some sort of control.
But you can have control. Just, I mean, baby steps. Start with what's immediately in front of you. Do you want to eat this or that? Do you want to drink this or that? And then kind of just go from there.
Well,
if you hit a roadblock, we'll go through it together. I mean, that's kind of what we've been doing.
well, I did try that, and the bloody thing was taken away from me.
I mean, I'm not saying the person you cared for the most was taken. I'm saying that what does it say? If one door closes, go through the window, right? Like, there's sometimes another way.
He looks at you with a weird look.
What? Like, there's a small house, and there's one door, and then there's a window. If the door's closed, go through the window. Who would have two doors in a small house?
I don't believe that's how the phrase goes, mate, but I know what you're talking about.
Big brain moment.
He's like, well, I mean, but anyways, I know I'm not much of a conversationalist, smooth talker like you. But I mean, if you want to talk or drink, you know where I am. You know where I am most of the time. Pretty hard to miss. Just let me know.
He gives a small smile. I appreciate that, Thribby. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. No, I gotta go to bed. Bye. And just turns and leaves.
He shakes his head and continues to look out over the water.
Anyways. Sorry, I was typing.
Is Glarior on the same deck?
Yes.
Has he just been standing
He's
nearby
been there
the
the entire time. He was laying, like, face up. Same place that whole time.
That's so fucking funny. I think it's perfect that he's just sitting there, Talos, and does not notice because my perception is a fucking 10. He's gonna turn to look. Have you been there the entire time, mate?
Larior looks a little spaced out, but he gives a nod.
You want some water?
No,
Alright.
I don't think I can keep it down.
Well,
For mercy's sake, why don't you roll another Constitution saving throw to see if it's starting to subside?
My God,
Yeah,
that
it's
was almost
starting to subside. Yeah, I saw it roll over too, and I'm like,
another
take up worse. No.
well, it's a bit of surprise. I thought the sailor's welcome would have helped by now.
Yeah, you did get a golden roses welcome.
I'm not used to being drunk.
His hands are still, like, scratching at his head near his ears.
Did
I
it
think
help?
by now he'd probably be bleeding.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Well, here's the better question. Do you feel woozy anymore?
No.
Not really.
Then it worked. We all have a first time. Mine wasn't pleasant.
Can't imagine. He looks so put together.
One of my many fantastical lies, Glario. He gives him his signature charming grin, though it quickly falls away.
Yes, and I'm very good at lying.
Gotta keep myself sane somehow.
You don't seem sane to me.
Coming from the one that hears voices, or rather should be, I'll take your word for it.
I see the madness in you.
How so?
He looks at him.
He looks back, and it's half deadpan, half like curious.
Glarior's 1,000-yard stare has not improved. It has gotten worse. He looks like a cornered prey animal. Like he's paranoid. That he's looking for something that's not there.
It's not hard. All you talk about is your betrayals. You pretend to look put together, but you're not good at it. It's the one thing you're not good at lying about. Pretending it doesn't hurt.
He just nods. Well, You could... I suppose that you are just one of the few people that can see it clearly. At least enough to point it out. Besides, why would I lie to you about that anyway? Got nothing to hide from you. Not anymore, at least. Gods took that away from me.
I don't know that you ever really had a choice. Not even an illusion. Your destiny is written in a scroll. Your fate is laid before you. You resisted. Why?
He looks away from Glarior and back out to the ocean. I don't know. Everything I've been forced to do in my entire life has never really been something I've wanted to do, and it's just natural to resist it at this point. I've already told you how harsh of a fucking teacher my stepmother was, and when I tell you, it's not pretty what she did to me.
I know.
There's no comparison. Shit, you had a vampire for a teacher.
Yes, well. You and I are more alike than I tend to believe. Than I would want to believe. I mean,
I was about to say hell. That's not a thing.
Mood.
I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate.
Oblivion, real.
I live in the real world. What the hell is way easier to say than Oblivion?
by Oblivion, you have Arclane and his lifelong lies. I have Falnir with all the lies. I thought I could trust him, you thought you could trust Arclane. And it gets worse with every piece of information you learn.
Fulner killed your entire family and Araclane killed my fucking wife. We really are similar, aren't we? Son of a bitch.
As much as I would like to punch you in the teeth some days. Yes.
You already took one.
Yes, this is not about ritualistic gifts. Whatever the fuck my family practiced.
He kind of drags his hands through his hair. It already didn't look good to begin with because it's been a while since it's been washed. But with the passage of his fingers, it's streaked with new red blood from his scalp and sides of his face.
He looks back over. Glario, come here.
He gets up. I think he was still sitting down. I don't remember. He kind of hobbles over to Taliesin, and as he approaches, he looks increasingly tense.
He looks over your face to see the streaks of blood. And he offers his hand. May I take a closer look?
Oh, you roboted.
Fuck! Son of a bitch! Am I still roboting?
No.
No.
He offers a hand and he says, "May I take a closer look, please?" He's gesturing to your face.
Clarior pulls a couple, like, faces. Like, he really doesn't want Taliesin to touch him, and then shrugs. Fine.
He will gently grab your chin and just like inspect. And it's like scratching to the point where it's like streaking down, or is it just like he's picking at scabs kind of scratching?
Because he has claws for nails, it is repetitive scratching in the same spots of the scalp around his ears. Specifically around his ears.
Keep in
And
mind,
it
like,
is-
it's not like actual claws like a Khajiit. It's just like
Yeah, no.
nails that are filed. So it does take some time, but it does better work than rounded off nails.
Yeah. He's been at this for a while. The scratches are pretty deep, and because it's the scalp, it bleeds a lot.
He's going to cast Prestidigitate to like clean up the recent blood and just slowly go around the face to just clean it up a bit, knowing he can't heal it. Lack of the voice is that bad, eh?
You try going 42 years hearing nothing but the whispers, and all of a sudden it's gone. Imagine if you heard voices every hour, every second of every day, living your whole life knowing silence.
He tries very hard not to grin, but it does escape. And then he sighs. Unfortunately, most of my life has been living in silence, save for the times I'm getting yelled at for doing something wrong, which was 90% of the time. Rest of it was solitude. And eventually he does let go of your face after he cleans it. Should be a bit better, but I don't expect it to stay that way for long.
He takes a step back, and it's once again starting to bleed down his face.
Yep, figured as much.
He kind of turns his head away to look at the sea.
I don't expect you to understand.
No. And I don't expect you to understand my ills either. It's fine. We don't need to understand each other.
It would be easier if we did. No.
Well, I've been pretty forthright with you, mate. If you'd like to know something, I'd be more than happy to tell you so you can understand. Shit, put it in your book if that matters. I don't think Moore would find it that interesting, though.
No. The things I wish to know about you are something that cannot be asked with a question. I don't even think you know the answers. It is you I want to understand.
And he looks a little strange at that. His eyes are a little wider. Like he's excited at the prospect of, like, opening a new book or learning a new spell. Why you act in the way you do. What goes on in your mind that makes you make the decisions you do. Whether or not I think they're idiotic or brilliant. I want to know everything about you, them. He gestures back towards the cabin where the others are sleeping. Everyone. I have to know. But I can't. It's not something I can know. I can't find it out by asking you a question.
And thus you observe.
I do observe. I watch your every move. Every twitch of your lips as you speak, I watch. When I can see it. Same goes for everyone else. I watch, I learn. I interpret, I observe. But I don't understand what I want to understand.
Well, he scratches the back of his head awkwardly, as he actually has kind of a bit of an awkward face as Glarior says all of this. It's like this is the first time he seems a little bit creeped out by him, but he doesn't seem too
Like,
bothered by it.
oh boy,
Yeah!
I'm trapped on a boat with a crazy person.
I unsettled Taliesin.
Woohoo!
I win.
As if he wasn't obviously unsettling from the get-go, but it's fine.
I mean, definitely not the oddest thing I've heard someone say. I'm actually quite flattered. But you, if I may be blunt, seems you prefer it that way anyway. You observe people like an animal, not like a person. If you... The next evolution in this method of research, Glarior, is by understanding them on an interpersonal level. If there's one thing I am good at, aside from being a deceptive cunt, it's knowing how to also be persuasive and talk. That's the one thing I am good at, after all. So I got this far in the fucking first place. So, with that in mind, ask questions. Doesn't necessarily have to be the correct answer, but it is an answer. And it gets you closer to the truth that you seek. Interpretations won't help all the time. I've made that mistake one too many times.
You're not just persuasive, Taliesin. You're a manipulator.
Well, I'm glad and very happy that you've noticed that.
There's not a single question I could ask. And he turns to look at Taliesin, and it's almost like he's looking at him for the first time, like when they met. That stare that goes directly through you. I can't understand you. I can't understand anyone. leave.
God damn it.
I can't understand any of you. The way you seem to act without rationale, taking idiotic detours and overcomplicating things for no reason. The way that Serby just can't grasp complex ideas. The way his brain stops at a certain point and goes no further. The way Alira has this roundabout way of thinking. She can pull ideas out of a hat. Out of nowhere, thin air.
He nods.
What happens behind your eyes is the thing I want to know. I can't know it. It's not something I'm equipped to know.
I mean, if that's the way you think, that's the way you feel, sure. You won't know the deepest, darkest pits of someone's psyche by just having a conversation with them, no, but you also won't understand them by interpretation of observation either. That's just the way it is. Mortal beings, such as myself, Alira, Thribby, you even, we act on interests, emotions, personal stakes at risk. I mean, think of it this way. Every time you have some sort of killing intent, you always flex your claws. Like you're ready to pounce. You only do that when you feel cornered, or when you're looking at someone or something that you genuinely do not like. Or, the last thing, you do it specifically when you're on the defensive, just to make yourself safe. And that is an interpretation, an observation. But each of those interpretations are accompanied with a different scenario for what's going on deep in your psyche, something that I will never know myself. And I suppose you could say that's the beauty of it, I think, maybe. Or perhaps I'm just speaking out my ass. I don't fucking know.
You speak out your ass all the time.
Yeah, most of the time, not all the time.
Even now, I don't think you understand what it is that I want to understand. I don't expect you to. I don't expect anyone to. It was very...
He flexes his hands.
I loathe to say it. It's a very Fulmir way of thinking. To dissect someone from the outside in. What makes their thoughts their thoughts? Their impulses, their inhibitions. Every inner working. That's what I want to know. I want to know where nature went wrong and right. making you who you are, who I am. And it's getting worse. It has only gotten worse since he gestures up to the sky. I've not stopped wanting. If I could open your skull and read your thoughts like a book, I would. I think I got hurt outside. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Here.
There's two wolves inside of you. One is
Now
gay,
you-
the other one is gay. You are gay.
Larior turns fully to face Taliesin and reaches up to kind of grab his face, like by the sides of the jaw. Turn his head to better look at him.
He allows
Not
it.
kindly either.
He leans down to allow it.
His grip on your head is tight. It's
Oh, dear.
uncomfortably so.
He does
Shut
not
up!
he does not seem to mind.
I'm role playing.
He's trying to pass the gay into you.
Unfortunately for him, Taliesin is already very panned, so
He digs his nails into the sides of Taliesin's head. That is what I want. To tear open your psyche and read it like an abstract. To make your thoughts tangible. I'd do that to myself if I could.
can I have my face back now?
No, roll for combat.
Jesus.
No, your face is mine now.
Truly,
You
I'm
gonna pull a Sotha and cut your face off.
I'll turn into Hannibal Lecter and make a mask out of it.
truly
Hey,
am.
Look,
he made food out of it, not clothing.
My joke is more relevant to Elder Scrolls.
It was there for the pickings. I had to take it.
Well, I am
Bob would already do that
For his
anyway.
face.
one day. Well, I am truly flattered that you want to read my brain like a abstract and a book even. I assure you that it is not as interesting as you might think it is, nor would you like everything you read there. And besides, there are far more better people you'd probably want to read with more years. Your Kingslayer, for instance, about 100 years or so, I take.
And he stares into Taliesin's eyes like a cat that's just found a mouse.
He smiles.
You underestimate me. You fascinate me for all the wrong reasons. I want to know why you frustrate me. Why I want to slap you every offhand comment. Oh no, you'd be very interesting, Taliesin. I'd read you first.
And he lets go.
He stays there for a second before he slowly leans back up. Holds his jaw a bit.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna do like the slowly backs away.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna actually roll like a D2. Okay, cool. Thank you, Taliesin. He crosses his arms and tilts his head to the side with a raised brow, pretty much like my fucking picture. And
Really, you don't own an air fryer.
really, you don't own an... I know you don't own an air fryer. Don't get me fucking started, bitch. No. He... Despite his, like, his deadpan stare, like, his eyes look dead. The corner of his mouth turns upwards again. Well, I'm more than free to be read like an open book, if that's what you wish. There was a reason I did pick you out of that tavern several months ago, Mr. Voices and Leathers. What did you call me again? A silver-tongued fox.
Was it
Or a snake, I don't remember.
I think it was Snake. I don't remember.
Going back to snake because he would say the correct thing.
Whatever the fuck he said, I don't remember. Why did you pick me? Out of anyone. You had better choices.
Like what? The next average-looking node that would get his head blown off by a catapult?
I've been a significant hindrance.
And you've been a significant boon. Shit, Clario, if you weren't around, I wouldn't know a fucking thing about being a champion of a fucking prince. I wouldn't know anything about Daedra. I wouldn't know anything about Oblivion, for that matter. Let alone you helping Caldron out through his... God knows what's going on in his head. You're far
This
more...
wave of fascination washes over his face for a second.
You are far less of a hindrance than you make yourself think you are, mate. There's a reason I put up with your blunt comments and very obvious crass tones sometimes. Even if they do get on my nerves and make me want to punch you in the teeth. But I resist because I find it charming in some way. Someone needs to do it, aside from me. Without the sass. Just straight to the point. Grim.
90% water in them.
That's the fourth wolf.
Actually, it's like those old as fuck sea monkey commercials going on in his head.
Oh my god.
He just has the fucking Chia commercial playing in his head on constant repeat. Just Chia.
No.
Or a playthrough of the game Seaman on the Sega Dreamcast.
Or you know, the water level in Sonic the Hedgehog.
The drowning noise.
That haunts me to this day.
The drowning noise is what happens whenever he's in a fight. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
staying on somebody.
Anyway.
How many wolves are there? A whole pack.
Yes.
Points at hair seeing that many.
You don't want to know, my friend.
Why was... Galerior kind of shakes his head.
find much use in waxing poetic. It wastes time.
And that is why I am here, to waste as much time as possible so that you can bite the bastard's throat out.
And when I'm doing no biting,
Well, you are using that lovely, pretty little mouth of yours to spread fact instead of fibbage. Truth where it is actually meant to be heard, and honesty that hurts. Whether they like it or not, it will be heard. Whether I like it or not. He looks it down and rubs his head.
You're spitting true facts, fam.
Shut up.
someone has to keep you in your place.
And
Keep you
someone else-
humble.
And someone has to keep you in yours. Keep you sane.
No one's doing that. Not now.
Oh, should I go get the Kingslayer then?
Believe me, this is not a problem that sex could fix. If it was, it would be fixed by now.
Shame that.
This wolf is definitely inside you.
Shut up.
No, that's a. I think you're mistaken. That's a fish.
That's a merman.
Derogatory.
Yeah.
Derogatory.
The wolf comes later when Galerior learns how to shapeshift properly.
Hey, yo!
Oh, gonna pull a house in.
Yeah.
The
Him and I were
bear.
making that joke.
Oh, I can't bear it.
It's
Anyway.
gotta be very grisly.
Barely believable.
Fuck, not again. Every day, I'm plagued by bears.
This is your brunt to bear, I'm sorry.
I hate
Well
you.
then, look. Only one of those days is from D&D. You need to stop going to gay clubs.
No.
Thank you not to refer to his drama troupe that way.
Anyways.
My nose is bleeding.
Galerior's
don't
nose
do
suddenly
that.
starts bleeding.
I wonder
I
why.
got-
Wink, wink.
He hears voices in his head that are telling bear jokes, and it's causing his nose to bleed.
Psychic damage.
It's Hermaeus Mora Nocturnal making fun of him.
Yup. Look at that dummy. Bear
Kind of
jokes.
fucking Stranger Things shit.
There's a disturbance in the force. I feel it.
Oh, YB, I'm sorry I
Something's
woke
wrong,
you
I can
up.
feel it.
I'm really feeling it.
I'm really feeling it!
Anyways.
Anyway.
You know, if you blow your nose, it actually makes it stop quicker because you won't have the coagulated blood pulling on the wound.
Yeah. I just stick a single square of toilet paper in my nose and that fixes it.
Or that.
Claude.
Anyway, I don't remember what what got said.
We were
last.
making a sex joke.
Yes. Java, don't hit her,
Perfect timing for the cat to hit the
Missy.
cat.
Missy. Don't do that.
Please do not the cat.
Please
Please do not the
wake.
cat. Please do
Ow,
not the
don't hit
YB
me.
or the Java. So angry.
Wow.
Meow. Say it.
YB, do you have anything to say in response?
Yesy.
I heard that.
I heard it.
Wibus. Okay.
Something, something.
Something.
Sex cannot fix me being insane.
Yes. I was going somewhere with that one.
Not being fucked hard enough then.
It might not help, but it can hurt.
And then Taliesin laughed, saying, "No, it does not."
Galerior kind of looks out at the sea and he shakes his head a little bit and crosses his arms. I think I already said he shook his head. Whatever.
You
I'm
didn't.
retyping my emote like 3 times.
It got deleted because you tabbed out of the damn box.
Yeah, I clicked somewhere else and just. Anyway.
Oh, I can feel it. I've never had a good grip of my mental stability, obviously, but now I can feel this. It's slipping away from me.
The lack of the voices, you mean?
Yes. It's so fucking quiet. I can hear myself think. It's not natural. I'm not used to this. I'd say it's too much, but it's nothing at all. It's too little.
What do the voices typically sound like?
He kind of furrows his brows a little bit.
Everyone. My family. Alive and dead. You.
He points to the cabin.
Fulnir, Silenir. Manamarco's a new one. He was. Everyone I have ever heard speak. The voice joins the chorus. I can't make out a damn thing they say. And above all, Emmaus Moore himself, that I can understand. Nothing else. Just him and me. And now he's gone.
Hmm.
Everyone is gone.
Would a temporary reprieve assist you in this at all, or no?
Is your plan to talk to... Bleh, excuse me. Is your plan to talk at me until you run out of words?
As much as I would, considering you say I love to talk so much, no. Actually, I have a
Why do
better
you
idea.
ask?
It's a better idea. And with your permission, I will do it.
He gives him a bit of a look that's like, a little suspicious, and then gives a tilt of his head that equates to a shrug.
Fine.
Right. And he's going to hold out his hand, and in it is going to be a puff of Nocturnal's purple magicka as he casts Minor Illusion to... He's basically going to cast Minor Illusion like several times in a short time span, because it says you can create a sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for the duration. The illusion also ends if you dismiss it as an action or cast this action again. Or if I can just do it as one sound altogether, Soul, it's up to you. But essentially, I'm going to cast a minor illusion of faint whispers of every person that Taliesin and Galerior have ever spoken to that they have been in the same room with.
It will only last as long as the spell does.
Yes, but would I be able to do like would I be able to do like that as a solid noise?
Yes, but it can only be voices you heard since you're the caster of the spell.
Okay.
So you don't know what most of his family sounds like. You know what his
Yeah, yeah,
uncle sounds like because you've heard him before. You know what Hermaeus Morris sounds like because you heard him before.
Yes.
But it's mostly going to be the party, Hermaeus Mora, and his uncle. That's it.
It's basically going. What I'm going to do is every person that Taliesin and Glarior have been in the same room with, like together, like him
Okay.
and Glarior.
Yeah.
So everyone that they have talked to, all the way from the Telvanni boys to Hermaeus Mora, Taliesin is going to basically hold his hand up to Glarior's, or his hands up to Glarior's ears, and that noise of all of those voices are just going to incoherently whisper. And he's going to hold it there for a while.
Yeah. You can microdose some insanity. I don't mind that.
This is the opposite of insanity.
Yeah, well, it caused normal people to go insane.
Yeah.
You're not
And-
normal.
And-
Schizophrenia. I can't say
And
that.
while
Sorry.
I'm injecting you with 500 cc's of schizo. Fucking Christ. No.
Hallucinations. That's the word I was looking for. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
That's really funny. I'm sorry.
Microdosing a personality disorder.
You gonna get canceled?
Whatever.
I
Anyway,
don't want the stream.
it's fine.
They're gonna ban you
Yeah.
from TikTok again.
I'm not streaming on TikTok because I still can't fucking stream there.
They'll find a way.
But anyway, so as he's going to grab your head, and essentially it's going to be your head. His palms are over your ears and his thumbs are on your chin. He's tilting you to look up at him, and as he starts speaking, his eyes go purple, the sclera go black, and his mouth is moving, but there are no words coming out, and you basically hear all the whispers of everything everywhere all at once.
In the second, like the instant that the spell takes effect, my chair has been stolen by a cat. Thank you for distracting me, Java. In the instant the spell takes effect, that look that Glarior has been giving you this whole time of like a cornered prey animal and a predator simultaneously, it just fades. He looks, for better or for worse, like he usually does.
The normal 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, the normal 1,000-yard stare, not the 1,000-yard stare squared.
The cat after it bites you. Why are you doing this? Just has
Yeah.
realization.
Hold on, YB, I need to roll.
Unfortunate.
Yay, no, this is a good thing.
Oh, good.
He starts to cry. It's unexpressive, but there are, like, his eyes go glassy, and then it's just this trickle out of the corners of his eyes. It's like he doesn't even know it's happening. He's not recognizing it. It's just kind of going without his input.
As he starts crying, the thumbs go away from his chin and start to brush it off his cheek. Bit better. And as he speaks, his voice echoes a little bit.
He takes a second to like compose himself and then gives a bit of a nod. Like he's trying not to jostle Taliesin's hands too much, even though it doesn't really matter. How long does this last?
Well, from what I know, it doesn't last too long, but it should help a bit. What the fuck is minor illusion? That's a minute, right?
Does it not say?
No, I don't have any
IV
of my.
tools go.
Oh,
Yeah, because Tidy Sheets is busted right now, so.
Let me see on my. Thank you. So I was right.
That's why I'm letting you guys go wild. We'll do a combat at, like,
Yeah.
when it's fixed.
Duration 1 minute
Yeah.
Okay.
from 2014. Okay, cool.
I think it was 1 minute regardless, because it's a cantrip.
Yeah. 1 minute. Hi,
Think-
Java.
I think
1
it
minute.
lasts about a minute. So you got about maybe 45 seconds left, mate.
And he kind of looks a little horrified for like a fraction of a second. Like he really doesn't want it to last just a minute. But he quickly brings his hands up to grab onto Taliesin's wrists. And that's not gentle either. Oh, where's my Shiko?
Don't worry about it. I'm just checking something.
God yanked it and said mine.
Don't freak out. I'm just putting your sheet back. Yeah, that is so weird.
I
It
ate
doesn't
it.
even say how long Dissonant Whispers lasts.
Oh, I'm gonna freak
wait.
out.
It should.
Even on the basic the Legacy 5e sheet, it doesn't. Like, I'm looking at Speak with Animals and it's not showing up.
What if I cast
Huh.
it?
Yeah, what if you let's
Oh, there it is. 1 minute
Okay.
at the bottom of the.
So it'll
tooltip.
only show up. So the good news is if I put you guys to the Legacy 5e sheets, the resource bar shows up.
Put me back.
No.
It's ugly. Ah!
It's it's ugly, but everything's working.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
No, my favorites.
Oh look, you have an exhaustion resource now, Glarior.
Yeah,
There
I
we go. There we go. Fixed. You have an exhaustion. Should I give you a sanity point as well?
I mean, now that I've had the revelation that Glarior's been without voices this whole time.
I literally told you when the shroud went up.
I forgot. It's been a long time.
Well,
But,
keep in mind, you also spent a great deal of time in Oblivion and Artaeum, so...
Yeah.
So like, as these as you grip his wrists, he doesn't seem very bothered by it. Surprisingly, like the other times he has jumped away, he doesn't jump away. Just stares at you with an un-Taliesin like curiosity.
He. I'm gonna forget about my talisman now. He holds Taliesin's wrists. It feels like he's holding as tight as he can, which isn't much.
Some intense ass music.
Oh, you want it tense?
No.
How about this instead?
Oh god.
No kiss.
This is fine.
This is okay, I
Yes.
guess.
Okay.
Some nice romantic music. Don't worry about it.
I need that goth shit, bro.
Give me the Underdark.
Give me some
Whatever it
My
is.
Chemical Romance.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Gerard Way.
Glarior keeps his wee baby fingers around Taliesin's wrists. And the look of horror pretty quickly fades from his face and becomes his usual resting bitch face instead.
His
Stay.
the untalisman curiosity glance does go away after the look of horror is released, and it goes back to his signature smirk. I'd be
Java,
glad
can I have my
to.
chair, please?
And there's still that echo that's lasting as he's channeling the magic, which is new, by the way. It is a cantrip, so I can cast it at will, relatively any time, so if you need to pick me up, just come find me.
Summons a cat.
It's literally just Clarier becoming Talisman's cat.
Fucking
Hold on, I'm gonna put my cat up to the mic.
stands on a
Meow.
ledge and stares at him.
Glarier just waddles up to Taliesin. Uppies?
Holds his head like hamburger.
Uppies?
He wants to be held like a hamburger.
You ever seen that cat they
Aw.
like hold like it's a power up in like video game?
Hey, look, the uppies thing fits
Wait.
because Glarier is short.
Taliesin casts Find Familiar and Glarior appears instead.
And he just flips you off. Anyways.
Go my scarab type shit. Anyway. Glarior remains silent for the minute that the cantrip lasts. It's as though he's trying to savor the moment, but he doesn't know how. So he's just kind of like desperately listening with like wide eyes. And are Talisin's hands like on his ears, like directly?
Yeah.
Okay, I figure. His ears are giving like the tiniest wiggles, as if like trying to tilt towards the sounds.
I haven't noticed that until this up close. Interesting.
What?
When you're trying to listen for something, your ears wiggle.
Yes, they move. It is not uncommon.
It's the first I've seen it. From you, at least.
I'm not normal people, I guess. I can do that. I can wiggle my ears. Glarior kind of like gives a bit of a squint, like a good-natured, what the fuck are you talking about? Squint.
Smirk?
If you'd been staring at my ears this whole time, I would have had a different issue.
Glarior, mate. And he is full smiling now. There are plenty of other things I'd rather stare at that are on your person. Trust me.
What did he mean by this chat?
Yes, like the bird's nest of hair that you tried to tame.
Bird's nest. I meant rat's nest.
Close enough. Same shit.
Whatever. Same shit, different Tuesday.
and the haunting yet perpetually beautiful gaze that you use to stare at me like a very, very hungry animal.
Hold on. Need to see if Glarior is good at hiding his expression.
No.
No. He looks perplexed. Like, huh? Um.
What's the matter? Snake got your tongue again?
You wish.
Eventually the cantrip does fade and he eventually lets go of your ears with the voices fully gone. His eyes, you can see slowly the black fades away and the purple kind of peels off back to his normal hazel.
And as Taliesin's hands move away, Glarior's ears give another. Not another. They give us like a series of like twitches and tilts. Like it's like they're looking for where the noise went. And then they stop moving. And he looks upset again. Not again. He looks upset. It was relief. I appreciate it nonetheless.
Of course. At least it's something I could relieve you of. And then he turns back to look out over the dark waters again, and there is the face that he's had since he's left Artam returns. It's a very it's very, very dead, as I said.
Got the fucking Nope, there goes my thought. Never mind. Glarior just turns his head to watch the sea with him.
It's nice. It's calm. Smell reminds me of home a bit.
It reminds me of Apocrypha.
Says if Nocturnal has graced us with the darkness, and Mora has graced you with the waters.
Prince of the Tides.
In more ways than one.
Speaking of Nocturnal, I meant to ask.
Gives you a side eye.
Do you eventually plan on getting your bird back?
Yes.
They're in the White Gold Tower, right?
Yes, they are in the White Gold
Do
Tower.
I know that? I think I know that.
It was made known when a I'll actually say this in character. Um, the only reason I know that is that one of Vanis's pets decided to tell me they took the liberty of looking themselves. And you can see he looks very annoyed.
I don't suppose you have any semblance of a plan.
Of getting into the fucking white gold tower? No. Even I know that's a death trap waiting to happen. The only semblance of any plan would be to resummon them after we get rid of that teleportation ritual. If they're here on Tamriel, then I can easily get them back without any Oblivion interference, even with the veil up. At least that's my assumption.
Hey, Soul, would I know anything about that? If that assumption is true?
Assumption of what?
Of him being able to summon Tagroth because they're on Nirn, like, undetected.
No, can't. It's been tried after Manmarco took him away.
He means after we take off the teleportation ritual.
You don't know?
Okay. I don't suppose Glarior would know enough about Daedric summoning to make an assumption.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Because
'Cause
he's
this
never
is a
actually
whole-
summoned a Daedric.
Manmarco cutting off teleportation worldwide is a huge thing. It's
Yeah.
literally never been done before, so unknown.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Glarior kind of gives a bit of a shrug.
Maybe.
Well, I do know that when I tried to re-summon them back on High Hrothgar, they didn't appear, so at least they won't be ripped to fucking pieces.
As far as you know.
Amusing as that would be.
As amusing as that would be to put the bitch in place, but I'd rather prefer doing that myself.
You never know. Maybe there's little pieces of them scattered across the north side of High Hrothgar.
They're missing a fucking arm.
Just
like, what did
climbing
you
up High
do?
Hrothgar. You stupid bitch! I'm gonna hit you with this arm of mine.
Fucking
He's
sees
holding
Taliesin
the
again,
arm
missing an
up.
arm. Did you do this, you incorrigible bastard? Gods.
You fucking idiot.
Slaps them immediately.
With the arm. With the
Yeah, slaps
dismembered
them
arm.
with the Krot's
Fucking
arm.
Hits them with it. Stop hitting yourself.
I need to bully my bird.
God.
Anyway, sorry.
Eventually.
Continue.
Glarior gestures to the sky.
I couldn't even begin to theorize if that would work. There's never been anything like this. Nothing like the ritual. Could tear them apart, could work perfectly.
I'd want to say, and there's really no downside to either, but to be honest, I still do need a teacher of knowing exactly what Nocturnal's about. That's another thing you are fortunate of having. Knowing exactly which prince you're dealing with, serving him, what his demands are, all that stuff. I'm practically going in feet first. Or head first, really.
Serving and serving, Queen.
I was raised on this worship.
Oh
Since
my
the
god,
day
this
I've-
entire campaign's a gay war.
Gay war, gay war.
Since the day I could read the simplest of sentences. Since the day I learned a fucking alphabet. I've been prepared and indoctrinated, I suppose you could say, into the worship of the All-Knower.
Indoctrinate
You
is a
don't
pretty
have
good
that
word.
luxury. Yes. As with old Daedra, you don't have that luxury. I don't expect you to have it figured out. But the good news, I suppose, is that if you do end up losing your pet, Nocturnal has plenty more, with presumably better attitudes.
A shame, because I really like the crass attitude that cunt has. Not gonna lie.
It disgusts me.
Yeah, no, it's great, ain't it?
No.
He smiles. There's a very, like, as he's saying this, there's like a heavy sarcasm when he says it.
I don't even have to change my answers because Glarior doesn't fucking pick up sarcasm.
Oh, poor baby.
Turbo autism.
Hey,
He-
you can learn that shit. I'm proof of it.
Yeah. He looks back at the rolling black waves.
Don't get your hopes up too high. You'll set yourself up to be disappointed.
You aren't the first to say that, and you will never be the last. And don't you worry. My hopes are as deep in these pits of these oceans as far as they can be seen. Probably farther. Safe to say they're probably with Nocturnal and her void. After all, hope is an illusion.
It is used to manipulate weaker minds, as are most things. Fear, hope, sorrow. All irrelevant in the end. If only I were Daedra. Not having to worry about petty squabbles and complex feelings.
Maybe perhaps that's why you're not. There's a reason for it, surely. Logically speaking wise, eh? I mean, shit, there's a logical reason why I got this for some fucking reason. And he's going to, he's gonna grunt as the shadow lifts off of him, and a second talisman, but like pure black with the purple eyes, appears on the other side of Glarior, and is doing the same exact leaning over the railing as the other talisman is doing, except the shadow is staring at Glarior. That would be the manifest shadow that I do. Basically, looks like a whole outline.
Okay.
Glarior turns his head to look at it.
I've noticed this is new.
And as the shadow stares at you, it's glaring, like it looks like it's pissed, like it's about to kill you. Though it doesn't make any movement. Yes, I've noticed that as well. Not quite sure where it came from. Perhaps it came from me holding onto this artifact for as long as I have. Perhaps it came from some latent blessing Nocturnal has gifted me. I don't know. And I'm not going to get answers at this point, nor am I going to expect them at any time, so... Not entirely sure what it is.
Can I try to identify it? No idea what that would be.
I don't know either. Do you have an identify spell?
No.
Typically, if you're trying to identify something that is something magical in nature and you don't have the spell, it's
yeah.
Arcana.
I have no idea why my brain blanked on that. It's like, sure, thanks, whatever, brain. Just casually forget a common rule. Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay.
You know, brains be doing what brains be
Oh,
doing.
1. Fuck.
Brain be doing brain things. Meanwhile, my brain is just soup.
Hard to tell.
Cool. He stares at it for a while, inquisitively. He doesn't seem bothered by the fact that it's looking at him with malicious intent.
It has the eyes of a killer. But your mannerism, I don't
Taliesin
know what it is.
Taliesin looks over to it, and you see that it stops looking at you and looks at Taliesin, and its face softens slightly. That it does. And he waves at it, and the hand that he's waving with is basically like a mirror.
And recognizes the self.
It could be playing tricks on me too, to try and manipulate me into wanting to side with it, to corrupt me. Something Daedric makes sense like that. He looks away, and it goes back to glaring at you with malicious intent.
Are you looking at my sandwich?
Glarior stares it up and down for a bit and then looks back out at the sea.
With that, as you guys spend the rest of the night watching the sea, with Glarior's stomach calming down and feeling a bit better in the mind, you all get a long rest, first off. And second,
Except for Glarior.
except for Glarior. Hey, everybody point and laugh at Glarior.
His tummy hurt.
My tummy hurts. That's fine. Keep puking into the ocean, bitch.
I've been there, buddy.
This is where we'll end today's session. And hopefully next week, tidy sheets will be fixed.
Please. I need to
Yeah.
write down somewhere that I have, Oh, I did write it. No, I didn't. I didn't save, that's why.
Oh shit, I just
You're-
realized that it's been like 3 hours. We were just talking the entire time. Oops.
Yeah,
I hope our viewers love story.
Oops, it's all roleplay.
it's not the
Oops, all
first time. It's not the first time we did all roleplay sessions, and it won't be the last.
Professional yapper over here.
I'm all ears.
Me waiting for you to show up for the goddamn Apocrypha session is just me and fucking Thorn role-playing the entire time.
It's
Trying
a
to
good thing UESP isn't like after copyright stuff, because we read a good amount of their shit.
Yeah, we were doing so much history shit waiting for you. And I think that was what led Alir to find Mana Marco's notes.
That's right, that is, yeah.
Here comes the yapper.
Now she's on her
The
emo girl
yapper.
arc.
Don't worry about it.
Haha, same.
I'm awaiting to see how far she goes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. A much shorter session, but I hope you don't mind. It's gonna be easier to watch. VOD will be up within roughly a day, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. You have a wonderful night, and is it Wednesday yet?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.